What's going on, YouTube family? This is your boy GamerNexDoor, your friendly neighborhood gamer, coming at you live from a neighborhood near you. And of course, I'm accompanied with my Ace Boon Coon partner in crime, the homie RedxMacxGaming. What's going on, Red Mac?
Yo, 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 what it do? It's the sidekick,
And
Red Mac.
also, of course, what we have another our gamer conscious, the voice in the sky, the evil on our shoulder, Devil Doc 92. What's going on, man? Oh man, I think we lost Devil Doc.
Oh, we never lose him.
He
We
he
never lose him. He's
he,
always there.
he always
Oh,
comes around.
you hearing me? You hearing me?
Here we go, Mr. Devil Doc himself. What's going on, man? How you doing? I don't know. He keeps.
He's
Last time,
playing. He's
last
playing with our emotions.
he
That's what it
he
is.
he. I don't know if he's
I
scared.
don't know what's up with my mic here.
Oh
So it's giving a little
man.
bit of trouble here. I
Oh
gotta
man.
upgrade my
Okay.
setup to match you guys
You
soon.
know, at first it was
But
me, and now it's you. We just
I'm
passing
just
the
following
torch,
in your
right?
footsteps, man. Following in your footsteps.
I appreciate that. Be better than me though. Don't be like me. Be better than me.
So I just want to say, I am loving the quality of your video.
Well, thank
You are
you.
not kidding.
Yeah.
That does. I mean, it does ridiculous amounts of. It's ridiculous how much better it looks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
That
So
that
okay,
it's
lighting
for
does wonders for you.
I
Does
know,
wonders
I
for
know.
you.
So for those who
crazy.
don't know, right? I got a green screen behind me, right? I'm not in a pixelated world, right? So what ends up happening is last time, like 5-10 minutes before the stream, right? My green screen, the green on my green screen wasn't capturing, right? Because it was too dark, and I didn't have
Mm.
adequate lighting to. So what I had to do was because it'll black out some of it, but not all of it. So what will end up happening is like this dark square behind me. So in order to do that, right, and some people actually mentioned this, they was like, "Yo, the anesthetic of your cast was kind of weird." So what I ended up having to do is I had to like put the contrast all the way up. I had to do color spill and all these other technical stuff to make it look like I was black and white and grainy, and then put the matrix code behind me so you couldn't see the green screen in the background. So that was the reason behind that. But I went to Walmart. Shout out to Walmart, I guess. And I got these, like I said, these cute little spotlights, little dainty little things, but they pack a powerful punch. And I put some LED lights in them, and they're working
Mm.
wonders and light the background up, and so we got the green screen popping today, and I like to
Mm.
change it up. So
Mm.
each week you might see a different green screen back there. Might
That's
not be the
nice. That's
same,
nice.
but I
It's
felt like
looking
this was kind
it's
of
looking
cool.
nice. It's looking
I
nice.
do
It
appreciate
looks,
it.
yeah, it's flawless. I like it.
It's like a little late night TV in the background.
I do want to say I love the backdrop that you chose. It's different than the other one. I like it. It's old school. We got, the Playboy magazine in the corner over there hiding. We got Swamp Thing on the wall, Day of the Dead. We got C3PO. I mean, we've got the old school computer over there. That looks like an Apple One right there. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. You
It's
got the
just
the
nice.
the Mario. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
The,
So
the
the Donkey
Nintendo
Kong.
games.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was feeling it. For those younger who have not seen or know some of the stuff that's here, but you got the VCR. I remember the VCR, man. Be kind and rewind before you bring it back to Blockbuster. Remember that?
Oh
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Bruh, it was literally you either rewound it or you got charged the fee. You
Yeah,
remember that?
yeah, cause
What
God
was it, like a
forbid,
dollar?
yeah,
It
God
was like a
forbid, this
dollar.
15-year-old kid has to rewind VHS tapes. Right?
Man, it was something else.
Yeah, so definitely, and shout out for all that. I know we got I don't think I kind of told the guys this, but you know I think we're gonna. I think we. I don't know. Y'all like the hat? You like the hat I'm wearing? You
I
like it?
love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for those who can't really see what it is, it says Game Guru on there. Game Guru, and it's got a dude who's with a turban, and it's got like a Super NES control over his face. That's his eyes and stuff like that. So I think
Nice.
that's going to be, the official. We'll talk about it, but it might be the official merchandise for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We all game gurus in our own right.
Okay.
So
Okay, okay.
we'll
I
we'll
like it.
we'll
I
we'll,
like it.
we'll link up the merchandise store and figure that stuff out, and so y'all can walk around,
Absolutely.
be game gurus or yourselves, jackets, all that stuff. So I'm
I'm
excited.
down.
I'm excited to bring that to the podcast, the One More Turn podcast. But I don't know
Mhm.
about you guys, but that last episode, man, it was something special.
Mm.
I felt good
Nothing
inside.
like your first time, right?
Ooh, talk to him. I felt
Hey,
special
keep it
inside.
PG. Keep it PG. We
You
try and get YouTube to monetize us.
But you know what?
Please.
It's more so a bittersweet thing too, as far as gaming, because if you think about it, nothing beats your first time gaming, right? That first time that you slap that paddle or you slap that joystick on an arcade booth, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. It's all you're
nothing.
just chasing that gamer high from here on out, right? You never
Hmm.
gets back to that first time, and I think that's what so special about this podcast is we're trying to tap back into that passion, that feeling, that quote unquote gamer high, so to speak. So I do have a couple questions. The newest person, the voice in the sky. I know you don't see his face, but trust me, he's there. Mr. Devil Doc 92. So let's talk about some things with you. Like, what was like the first system that you played that really stuck out to you, and when did it click for you that you was like, wow, like I'm a gamer.
Alright, first system. Alright, well my first memory playing a video game was that was Double Dragon.
Mm.
That was when I was about 4 years old. So for everybody that doesn't know, I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and I moved to New York when I was like 6 years old.
Oh, he was
So
definitely a Billy.
so, so like I used to stay by my cousins and stuff when I was younger. So I clearly remember before I moved up to the States, one of my older cousins had the game system. I can't even remember what it is. I got it was Sega Genesis, I believe.
Yeah, I was about to say because I used to play Double Dragon on Sega Genesis
Yeah,
with my
but
father.
like I remember playing it, and I was like, yeah, this is real cool. This is something that I could really get into.
Hmm.
And then after that, I never really had my own gaming console, but I used to go to the nail salon with my mom, and they had. It's real funny that you we were talking about this before the podcast,
Yeah.
but it was Marvel vs. Capcom in the
Mhm.
lobby there.
Mm.
So
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, my little gamer high was taking a little $2 out of my mom's change, out of her pocketbook when she was getting her nails done. She couldn't say anything,
Damn, two
and
dollars. You come back with like at least $1.75, and that's 3 hours down right there, though. You know what I'm saying? No, just playing.
I had to be discreet about it, sneak it while in the middle of her manicure pedicure type of thing. But like my gamer high was putting that dollar bill in the change machine, and you hear everything drop out. You go up and you put in that first thing. You select the first character. It was always Spider-Man. You had to go with Spider-Man. Um,
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man and
yeah,
Venom, baby. Let's go.
Spider-Man, and Captain America, man. You can't beat that combo.
Okay,
Can't
Oh,
I'll
beat
give you
that
that one. I'll
combo.
give
okay,
you that one.
that's a good combo.
Now,
I liked Iron Man.
disclosure.
Iron Man was a
Quick disclosure. I'm pretty sure Double D wasn't condoning stealing money from your parents' pocket change, purse, pocketbook thingy. So, full disclosure, we do not condone that kind of behavior. We are just reliving old
moments.
memories.
I
Go ahead.
used to do the dishes. That was my
Punishment.
comeuppance.
Yeah, so that's crazy. I remember, um, my mom going to the hair salon and there be like a little arcade machine there. So I definitely remember that, taking all our coins and stuff. My mom just wanted me to leave her alone, so she was like, "Here, take the money, right?
Take
Take
it
my money and
gold.
run." Right. So yeah, that's interesting that you brought up the arcade. Right. I know we have some pretty nostalgic memories of the arcade. At least I do. I love the arcade, man. I used to go to Orange
Yeah.
Park Mall in Jacksonville, Florida. Spend hours in arcade when they had an arcade. Yeah, Orange Park Mall for all my people in Jacksonville used to have an arcade, and I just feel like it's a dying art. You know,
Yeah.
like outside of Dave and Buster's. And don't get me wrong, I do know that you have what coin ops. I do know that you have arcades. I do, but I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of people understand, or when you hear arcade, they all of a sudden go to Dave and Buster's,
Dave and Buster's,
right?
drinks
Yeah.
and
And
Or
I would definitely love
flashing
to have a
lights.
actual adult arcade. Like, how dope would that be?
now, I when I used to live in Iowa, they had this place. It was
Hmm.
dope as hell. It was a bar that literally had quarter arcade machines. And it was really cool because you could get pizza, you could get all types of like concessions foods, right? Like
Hmm.
hot dogs, pizza and stuff. And people were getting drunk as hell playing, playing Mortal Kombat or like, it was just it was crazy. It was the craziest concept ever. Now, as far as like an adult gaming arcade like how it used to be for us,
Hmm.
absolutely. I would be all about it. I feel like the second you add alcohol to anything, you're looking for a bad time.
I mean, it just depends, cause like I know, like there were some arcade spots where like they have like the little cup holders and stuff like that that you could put your drinks in while you play it. Like the arcade, I think it's a way to do it, uh, tastefully, right, so to speak. So like during the day, before 10, I would say it's just a regular whatever, anybody come, whatever, what have you, right? And then like at 10 o'clock is when they start serving drinks. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I think that would be
I
kind of
like it. I
cool.
like it.
Or like, so make it a whole experience for the nerd culture, right? So like, you know how, like, for instance, you go to, like, for those people who used to frequent the club or still do frequent the club, right? Like, it was a whole event when you got like VIP or stuff like that, like the sparkling bottles and stuff like that. You could still bring that
Hmm.
type of culture. You could have waiters and waitresses like cosplay, like they don't have a
Ooh,
costume,
yeah,
right? Their
yeah.
costume is like you have a uniform, right? But
Hmm.
for those who don't want to wear the uniform, right, the only thing that we would say is like you got to cosplay.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
whatever you want to
Like,
be, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's not
yeah.
too whatever, whatever you want to be or whatnot, you can cosplay. People will tip you off a dope cosplay, costume. Like, oh, that's such and such from this anime or whatever. And they'll be like, oh my goodness, is that
Yeah.
Boma? Right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Boma serving me drinks.
is that is that is that the merchant from Resident Evil 4? What?
Exactly. It'll be super dope. And then could you imagine if you could rent out rooms in the back for DD parties? For Dungeons
Oh,
and Dragon
yeah,
dude,
parties,
that
yeah,
would
and
be
you
that would
absolutely.
be
have
sick.
a huge, and then what we'll do is we'll support your party, right? You have a huge
Hmm.
room, right? You have something that you can put a campaign map on, right?
Hmm.
Things like that. A place that you can hold your extra figurines and things like that. Books, and we'll load it up with our own books in there. So even if you don't have the books and stuff, you can still do a campaign based off of what we already present you.
Mm,
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
see,
that'd be
that's
cool.
something I never really got into. I know a lot of people into it, but
Into
I
what? Like Dungeon and
like
Dragons?
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, yeah.
Listen. Okay, I gotta bring this up, right? So before I lose my train of thought, because Red Mac likes to control and drift. Um,
Yeah.
um, there was a place also in Iowa. It was kind of like GameStop, but it was like everything, right? So it was like collectibles, every gaming system. They had D&D books. They had D&D, like, and not just like books. They had like the roles, right? So they had like the Dungeon Master book. They had like the quest book. They had adventure books. They had edition books. They had dice books. Like everything that you needed for Dungeons and Dragons. The coolest thing that they did was they would have tournaments. Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, Pokemon tournaments, D&D tournaments, and the coolest thing about D&D was that they would, it's not a tournament to see who wins. It's like it's not a tournament, it's a campaign. So they would have like a month-long campaign where every Saturday they would spend 2 hours and they would build everything. And it made me think about how badly I would love to have like a pool table sized dungeon that was like made for D&D, right? Where you could like interchange the pieces inside to fit the narrative of what you're playing.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
In real life sandbox type of situation.
That's
exactly.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's cool.
The only memory I have of D&D. So shout out, I gotta shout out some people here. I gotta shout out Raybolt. I gotta shout out my boy Hannah. I gotta shout out my boy Stayer. Right, I love you guys to death. I hope y'all watching somewhere safe and comfortable. Right, and I hope all your families are good, man. But I remember being on deployment. Right, we was deployed on a ship. I was with the Marines. Shout out to 3-6. Right, so I'll never forget. We had a whole bunch of Marines that used to make fun of like the guys who played D&D. They used to play D&D on the in the berthing, right? So they was like, "Oh my God, Doc, what are you playing? That's stupid." Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? So Hannah was like, I was talking to Hannah. I was like, "Man, why they messing with you? Whatever, nerd stuff." So I was like, "All right, cool. Well." Hannah was like, I promise. I don't know anything about D&D, but I told Hannah, I said, I promise I'll play with you. I'll play with you guys one day. I don't know exactly what to do, right? I know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Oh, man. Hey, what's going on, CB Gaming? I'm glad that you joined up. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like, all right, man, let's play. Right? So we're in the berthing, right? And the Marines started giving them trash. And I was like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hear because I'm trying to play the game. I'm trying to learn how to play the game. And they was like, oh, Doc, I didn't see you. My bad. Kind of ran off. So we sitting there, and it's like pouring over books. I created my character name. They was like, okay, you got to roll to see what your attributes going to be. All this other stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm lost. I'm like, yo, Hannah, I need you to help me create a character. So I finally created a character. Super dope, super excited. We start the campaign. Like, I got lit on fire like 5 or 6 times, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I just remember playing that, and I was like, oh, my goodness, this game is super creative. I wish I would have stumbled across this as a kid. Because it's kind of like something that I did without knowing I was doing it. Creating characters, creating storylines, learning things, playing it out in my head, right? I just didn't know there was a whole community behind that. I didn't know, I always felt like I was like the odd kid, like, oh, okay, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a dirty secret. Like, I'm writing stories, I'm doing character profiles and stuff like that. It's like a little dirty secret of mine, right? And here it was. I was basically doing D&D without knowing it, and I wish I didn't miss that movement, right? But super dope. And shout out to those guys for introducing me to that. I haven't played it since. I haven't been around anybody that really plays it, or for me to do a deep dive into it. But I love to do that, So, but D&D was super awesome. Takes a lot of creativity. Super awesome.
Yeah. Is actually one of my real good friends. You guys are like familiar with him. He runs the Nerd List. That's Mike.
Yeah.
He
is
super huge into D&D, and like me and him, we grew up together in New York. He's your guys' age. He's around my sister's age. But speaking of nostalgia, he and my sister used to work at Hollywood Video.
Hollywood
I don't
Video.
Say they dated.
No.
He's like,
He
chill.
tries. Mike, I'm sorry if you're tuning in, but it won't happen.
Put people
it won't happen, bro.
on blast. That's
But
funny.
nah, he was always into that, and like, you know, he was one of the kids in high school. You know, he used to do the Naruto run,
Gotcha.
hands behind his back type of weirdo. So he was always like, yo, you got to try this, because I was always into Marvel. He was like, you have all the comic knowledge, just create a character.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not into that Naruto running thing, so I never really got into it. But he actually does like a huge campaign on the Nerds List.
Okay, that's cool.
So I would talk to him and see if maybe there's some type of online way we could integrate that into the podcast somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
Take a little 20 minutes, build our characters up a bit, learn how to roll a D20 or whatever it is. I don't know anything about it, so
I need like a virtual die, and I'll just like click it and it'll tell me what I roll.
Yeah.
That works. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
see,
there's
that's
ways.
that's where it gets more tricky, though. You know what I mean? Like CB Gaming has said he's tried to watch it and just can't. It's one of those things like. Technically, D&D is a part of everything, right? So, like, if you really think about it, right? Like, there's times where you're just making shit up in your head, and you're just like, yo, just imagine if this shit happened, and then we just kept fucking doing this. Oh, sorry. And we just kept doing this stuff, you know, and it, I'm trying not to curse. I'm sorry. It's hard. Old Navy. But
I think once it's past 45 seconds on YouTube, you're good. We made it.
Nothing against YouTube. I did not say that. Please don't take our video down. Listen, but no, I think it's one of those things, right? So like if you play Elder Scrolls Online, that's technically D&D. Every time you log in and you play with your boys, that's D&D.
Like it's so much of D&D that's in gaming culture, and like you know what I'm saying, like the hit, because it's like a lot of games, RPGs, like you could say Diablo, you know what I'm saying, it's hidden die rolls. You just don't see it. Right, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's probability.
You know,
that's all it is.
In those games.
You wanna know something funny? You know what isn't a hidden die roll?
What?
Paper Mario. That's a blatantly open die roll. Like they literally roll the dice right there, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know, yeah, CB, it's one of those things I suggest that you have to sit down and actually try to play.
Oh,
If you're watching, for me, I played it one time. I get it. But you can't start in the middle of a campaign and try to catch up. Like that's not one of those things. You gotta you can't jump into episode 6.
You have to build the
right.
world.
You have to be there at episode 1 and be like, I know what's going on, because what they're doing is, and CB's one of my guys from my Discord. You know what I'm saying, plays Madden, MX all types of stuff. So if you look at it like okay, let's say if we're playing Madden, right, and I create a wide receiver. And then on episode 1, I talk about what that wide receiver is going to look like, what abilities that wide receiver has, how fast he can run, and the color of his uniform, right, and his background story between his parents, what college he went to, right, and where he got drafted at. And then what happens is, once I get to the league, right, I talk about my day-to-day, everything that happens. Oh, in practice, I roll my ankle, recovery 2 weeks, so that's +3 on injury, right?
Everything is a dice roll. It's not even like you can't even say, like you could say, okay, I want my character to be a 94 in sprint. It's like, oh, okay, well, here we go. We're gonna roll the dice. I got a 7 out of 10. Best. So that means that I'm not a 94. I'm actually an 82. You know what I mean?
Or
like,
whatever.
It's
that. That's how everything's predicated on the dice roll. So you have what's called a dungeon master. So think of the dungeon master as a commissioner, and the commissioner is like, all right, well, you roll up to the practice, right? You juke the first defender, the second defender hits you. Roll the dice to see if you got injured. right?
Yeah.
And that's
That's
how
actually
you,
a real good
that's
And then you roll a fucking one, and
oh
wow.
you roll
ACL torn,
you roll
out
a
for the
you roll a
season.
one and you're out for 6 weeks.
broken neck.
And that is D&D in a nutshell. All right,
Pretty much.
explained in
Pretty-
football terms, right?
And like you don't even get to choose it. The dungeon master does. That's the
Yeah,
worst part.
yeah, you don't-
Like the
Yeah.
dungeon master is just waiting for you to roll the dice, and you're
Yeah.
just like,
So the
it's a 4.
that's where the high comes from. 'cause
doing G. So essentially,
your
yes, CB.
imagination is
Yeah.
all
But
that saves you.
but you got to think that D&D been around since what, the 70s? 70s?
Yeah. Oh, it's been around for
80s, 70s,
probably the 60s, to be honest.
60s?
I mean, if you
It's
think
been
about
around
it,
a
the
while.
60s was psychedelic as
'Cause-
hell. You know what I mean? So they probably were tripping while doing the Dungeons and Dragons. You
I
know
mean,
what I
think
mean?
about it like
1974.
Lord
Yeah,
of the
pretty,
Rings.
pretty much CB.
1974 is when it came out.
Oh,
Like,
dang, I was
people have
close.
been doing
I was
that
I
in
said
their
70s.
head before, like
I was not
Lord
close.
of the Rings.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be Lord of the Rings. You can make it futuristic. That's the best part about D&D, right? So like a lot of people think D&D and they're like, "Oh, elves and dwarves." It's like,
can
yeah,
make
but
it
you can also
anything you
have
want.
mechs and spaceships
No,
and aliens.
I'm just
and...
saying, like, since Lord of the Rings came out in like
Oh, no.
1935,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
people been
Yeah.
imagining this stuff in their heads. Like, all right,
Oh,
I ran
absolutely.
into an orc.
Absolutely.
I'm just
But I
gonna
mean,
run the other way.
if you think about it, you could do it with superheroes too. I
could
mean,
do it
that's
with
pretty much
anything.
what Stan Lee did. You know what I'm saying? He just rolled dice and was like, "All right, let's make Spider-Man have webs, but we kill his uncle." Like,
See, that's the only.
I don't know if
way
you
know,
rolled the
like,
dice
get
on
into
that. Right? Like, so you telling me that Spider-Man and Uncle Ben died because it was a dice roll that he lost?
It was a one. It was a one.
You, man,
man,
Peter
don't-
Parker
don't-
rolled a
don't start
one,
talking
so we
about
got to get rid of
Listen,
Uncle Ben.
it wasn't Peter that rolled it. It was Uncle Ben. His evade was a 1.
Like, ooh, that's tough. Stanley was the dungeon master in a complicated D&D game.
Peter maxed out on the evade. That's how he got the Spidey sense. But Uncle Ben got the
You
bad
know,
side of
like,
that
oh,
roll.
man, you know, Uncle Ben always rolls a 1. Don't Uncle Ben.
Oh,
For real.
Listen.
You know, but yeah.
See, and
Jeff in the
that's
chat,
the other
Maeve
thing.
finally rolling a one.
Oh,
Listen.
Oof.
See, that's
Spoiler
the
alert.
thing, CB. Right?
too late
So,
for
like,
that. You're not supposed to do that.
the biggest the biggest thing about Dungeons and Dragons is you don't come up with the game, the dungeon master does. You're just playing the game, right? So like if you're watching, the only person that you really have to focus on is the dungeon master, because he'll say, all right, so let's say me, Devil, and Gamer are all in a thing, right? I'm a rogue, Gamer's a wizard, and you know, Devil's a cleric, which they each have their own roles, right? It's healing and rogue is like an assassin or whatever. Getting way too deep into it, sorry. But short story, so we say what we would like in a character. Our dice rolls determine what our character's attributes are. So that base stat gives us that, and then they would be awful,
Yeah,
but it happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time. But right, and a dice roll propels you through the story. The dungeon master creates the story, right? So like we go into the dungeon, we encounter a witch. The witch gives us 2 options. Do we go left or do we go right? You know, we're gonna roll. Majority of the roll, there's, you know, it's either like, let's say there's the smallest number die. The first half of the numbers go left. Second half of the numbers go right. Right? We roll. We go left. Then the witch actually tricked us. She is attacking us, and you know what do you do? Blah blah blah. It gets weird, but I don't even know why we went on this tangent of D&D. But
because you got 2 of y'all that controller drift.
yeah.
You
But
know.
yeah, that's
But, all right.
that's
I mean,
pretty
hey,
much what
nothing,
it is.
Nothing gets more nostalgic than that, because that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Like I said,
Video game.
1974. That was like, come on, man.
That's literally Stranger Things right there.
Yes, that is. They was playing D&D in the basement. Right?
I know, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and it was
definitely.
awesome. That was D&D. If you've seen Stranger Things, CB, that's what Dungeons and Dragons is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You know
yeah,
what?
man.
I'll have to talk to Mike and see if we could do something virtual.
Yeah,
4
that's
of us
cool.
Oh,
or
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
something.
But
There has
you
to
know.
be something because now I'm kind of into it.
Now you want to
I
do
want to
it now.
create a
See,
I
I
want
had
to
a
create an Uncle Ben with a 20.
Oh my goodness.
That's how it's started.
I want to I want to redo Uncle Ben's role. That's what.
yeah, right. Rest in peace, Uncle Ben, to Spider Cuz. No, I'm playing.
Facts.
Oh, that's
All
funny.
right, all right. Let's try.
That's funny.
We
So,
just spent like 20 minutes
oh,
talking
excuse me.
about Dungeons and Dragons,
Uh,
and
And it
none of
felt
us even play
glorious.
it.
oh, absolutely.
Facts.
Now I know that Double D gave us his whole rundown on the arcade. Gamer, what was your experience of an arcade? I know that you kind of gave us the gist of it last episode, but I kind of want to dive deep down memory lane on this one because I feel like arcades are something that aren't taking as seriously as they should be, considering that D and B kind of just like monopolized
monopolized it.
and they kind of
They
not
watered
to
it
sound-
down. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. It's the
it's-
McDonald's of arcades.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even say water. They gentrified it, right?
Yeah.
So like they made it way too hippie, like it's too hip, and I don't like it. Like I remember going into an arcade, and the first game I always wanted to play, like this is gonna bring y'all back. Virtua Shooter. What was the Time Cop? Time Cop 3. I mean, it was like these old school like pedal shooters. Remember where you shot and you had to
talking about
click
Time
the pedal
Crisis?
to stick out? Time Crisis. There you go.
Yeah.
They had Time Cop too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I mean, there was just so many. It was like you had to push the pedal to stick your head out, and then you let go and you went back. You know what I mean? It was like
So gamer, right? Myself, I started off, like I said, Sega Genesis was my first console ever, right? And then I was heavy into arcades, right? Because you gotta think that was like the social meeting, right? Back when I'm talking like back when check this out. This is gonna bring back memories right here. Back when they used to do Pokemon tournaments in the Books a Million, right? Like I am a gamer, right? Like
listen,
I've been doing
the
this.
original 151 Pokemon.
You know,
mean,
yes, not yes, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that was
shit.
come on, and I agree, CB. I definitely agree. So when it comes to arcades, it's a special. That's why I said one day I want to open up my own arcade, right? Because it holds a special place in my heart. I want to go to Japan because their arcade culture is still there. It's still big. It's still huge.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am old. Right? But you know what? I look good.
Oh, man.
Right? So,
Listen.
but you know, like I'm talking like games I used to play in the arcade. Silent Scope.
Ooh.
Right? Like, come on, man. Like,
Man.
stop playing with me. Like, you know, like I used to play Silent Scope. I remember, I could tell you games that most people probably don't remember because they're like super niche. Like, it was a game called The Grid where it was 4 cabinets attached to each other. Right? It was like the first arcade LAN game. Right? And so what would happen is you had a joystick, like you know, like the airplane joystick, and you had the roller ball, right? And that is how you control, right? So the joystick was for your shooting, and the roller ball was to control your camera. It was a third-person arena shooter, right? And what would happen is it was like set up like a game show, and all these contestants was looking at all 4 of these people, right, fighting in an arena. And you had shooters, you had like the little ninja. It was literally Call of Duty and Overwatch mixed together back in the day, right? So, you know, it had perks. Like, it had kill streaks, right? No one knows this stuff. It had kill streaks. It had perks, you know? And if you went on a 20-person kill streak, right, you got something called the bomb, and you press it, and everyone else died on the thing.
Literally the nuke.
Yeah, it was the nuke. They literally took like Call of Duty, right? Don't come for me, Activision. But literally like took the grid, like, and was like, let's make this a first-person shooter, right? And just and to put it in a different setting. But those games were pioneers for the future of gaming. It was the influence. I remember playing Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. I remember playing the Mortal Kombat 2s.
Mortal Kombat.
I remember playing the Pac-Mans and all that stuff. I also remember playing, like I said, Silent Scope, Time Crisis, House of the Dead. Right, like
House of the Dead.
I was big.
1 through 4.
Right, so check this out. check this out. I got one that I probably I don't even know the name of it, but I'm gonna explain it, and maybe somebody out there in the world is gonna be like, "Yo, I know what he's talking about." Right? Konami had a game. Right? It was like an on rails shooter, quote unquote shooter. Right? Just kind of like a Time Crisis. Right? But check this out. You was a firefighter, and you held a hose. And you had to save people out of burning buildings, right? And you took the hose, right? And you had to distinguish the fire, right? And it was a storyline.
What?
Exactly.
That sounds.
I don't know. You know,
like
as soon
the
as
hotline for Wreck-It Ralph.
no, I was literally like, bruh, why does this sound like a spin-off of Rampage? Right? Like you're literally just chasing behind the dinosaur and the alligator and the freaking, the gorilla just trying to put out fires and fix stuff while they're eating people. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, CB, these I know, I see that, right? But for real, CB, like if I ever had an arcade, I would bring these arcade games back. There were super dope arcade games that a lot of people don't understand. I remember, because I'm from Florida, I remember going down to Orlando, and they had Downtown Disney, and they had this arcade in Downtown Disney that had 5 floors of arcade games. Right? I remember that. I remember for my Floridians out there, I don't know what other state is in, but especially for my Floridians, I remember going to Adventure Landing, which for those who don't know, Adventure Landing is kind of like, it's got go-karts, it's got arcades, got putt-putt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every state has something like that. It's just called something different. Yeah. So I remember going there, right, with my brother. My brother took me one time, and I remember playing, I want to say it was either Marvel vs. Capcom 1 or 2, right? But I got on there, I beat some kid, right? Next guy comes up, I beat some grown dude, right? And I was just locked in. And I kept beating people, and I wasn't even paying attention. I remember seeing quarters just getting placed down, because that's how you used to reserve your spot.
Yeah,
that was like that was like your 2K.
That was the lobby back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. That was like the lobby or the 2K when I got next, or you know what I'm saying, waiting on next, right? You put a quarter down onto the machine to let people know that you're next up, right? And I remember just quarter getting slammed at the quarter, and then I look up, and then literally like all of Adventure Landing is standing around, right, the Marvel vs. Capcom game, like watching me play, rooting me on, right? And I was like, yo, and I was like 10 maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe even younger, and I was like, yo, this is super dope, but capturing that feeling. Right, and
that's your villain arc origin right there.
Yeah, like capturing that feeling. Like where have we gotten into gaming where, I feel like a lot of times we forgot about the passion or why we started gaming. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's one of those things where like technology has gotten to the point where we have a device in our hands. You remember one of the biggest excitements for me whenever I would go to an arcade. Would be like when the owner or somebody that worked there would be like, yo, we're getting a new machine next week. And we're just like, what? And they're just like, I can't say nothing else. But it's a 4-player co-op game.
And then walk off.
Yep, and then bam, enjoy your time. Like what?
Yeah. Like
and then next and you know what did it for me with that? Turtles in Time.
Stop. That was amazing.
Listen, I will never get over how amazing each level was, right? So like you remember when you had to fight Splinter the first time? He jumped into the lobby or the booth or whatever, and you had to throw the enemies towards yourself.
Yeah.
And you had to break the screen.
Yeah.
Yo, that was like it took me so many quarters to figure that out. But these are the kind of things that like having a cell phone in your hand kind of ruins. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if we had an arcade, I think that's the biggest thing that we would have to do, right? Is like, if we did have an arcade station, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to make sure that we don't spoil anything, right? We'll like tease it online or something,
Mm-hmm.
but like big things coming soon, and then like a silhouette of the game or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like nobody knows what it is, and you just got like thousands of people trying to guess. Like, man, I cut out everything from every game, and it ain't fitting. It ain't fitting, man. I don't know what's going on here, but I need to know. You know?
Yeah,
But I think that's the
exactly.
biggest thing.
Like these games now, you have data miners that just run through and search
Stupid,
for
man.
It is.
hidden files and stuff. Like I was playing Apex, like we're playing ranked the other day, and we were talking about they just released the patch notes and the update. We were talking about like back in the day, you didn't get that. You didn't get like a insight into what changed. You
Yeah,
just came home and loaded up
it's
and
different.
like, oh wow, this gun is different,
Yeah.
or this character is moving around different. They did something different to it, so it kind of takes away from like the surprise of the game. You know, that's something I kind of miss, like the disconnected aspect of it, or social media didn't ruin every aspect of the game type of thing.
Yeah, I
But
just.
I'll tell you.
it's-
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Just before we get off of that topic, Apex Legends was probably the best game introduction post technology generation, right? Think about it. There were no advertisements, there were no trailers, there was no mention of it.
yeah,
And
it just came out of
Respawn
nowhere.
was just like, oh, by the way, here's a new battle royale. It's free. Enjoy.
It's free. Yeah.
Enjoy. Literally. And little by little, everybody's like, yo, download this fucking game. Download this game.
That's
You
how
know what
I got
mean?
introduced.
It was like
to it.
that is literally what arcades did before
Yeah.
technology. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we got a new game. Try it out.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You're welcome.
like like I remember. Man, I could talk about this all day. Arcades had some of the best memories. Remember the Simpsons arcade game?
Bruh, listen, Simpsons driving.
I'm
Oh
a
man,
little too young for that.
what is it?
I'm a little
Simpsons
too young
Racing,
for that.
right?
Not even the Simpsons racing. The beat 'em up. The Simpsons beat 'em
yeah,
up game.
the one with Marge and Bart,
Yeah.
where he would use a skateboard.
Yeah.
Lisa would use her saxophone.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah. People forget about that. That
Oh
I
my God,
spent
I forgot about
tons
that.
of money.
Yeah. Listen,
That
was a good
like,
one.
I remember
you know what was
Simpsons
another
Hit and
good
Run.
one? You know what was another good game that gave me that nostalgia, but wasn't an arcade game, but felt like one?
What?
Itchy and Scratchy. You remember when you
Yeah.
had to play the cat and you had to lead the mice into the mousetrap with puzzles?
Yeah.
Yo, that felt like
I think the newest game for me, and I was just playing it the other day with the family, like the newest game for me that gave me that arcade nostalgia, and you could tell that's what they was trying to capture, was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
yes.
That was amazing.
Listen,
I
listen.
love that movie. They need a sequel to that.
No, they can't sequel it. It's good how it is. don't sequel it. Do
No,
not
I mean,
listen
it's
to
based
this
on a
man.
comic.
Do not.
Listen to me. Listen. To me.
Leave
I
it.
am
Leave it
the
how it is,
gamer
man.
conscience.
No.
No, I mean that's
see
the
my
thing.
dog
It
in the
ended
background.
so good. Like imagine you just have like Chris
If you-
Evans just pop back on screen
You can't though. But that's
after he finally
that was.
finished his grind.
But
He
no, that's
finally
the
landed
point.
the grind.
That's the point of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You had all these A-list actors that were literally B-list actors at the time that made an appearance, and you're just like, what? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're just like,
All right,
wow.
so not a reboot, but a sequel, whereas his son had to deal
No,
with the same
I
shit.
don't.
Look
think
it up,
that would
CB.
be- I would not be.
I got you.
Scott,
You know you would watch
Scott
it.
Pilgrim
You know
versus
you
the
would watch
World
it.
is a movie that's starring Michael Cera, and it's literally one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
It's a comic book come to life. Like
It's
just think of
an
it like that.
arcade game come to life. Like literally, he beats each of the bosses, and they turn into coins. It's hilarious. You have
Yeah.
to watch the movie.
Yeah, it's
But-
an ode
It's
to arcade
amazing.
games.
Yeah, and the arcade game is on Steam, and I love it's kind. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Fighting Force.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm,
I can see that. But yeah, man,
Or
look.
Streets of Rage.
But yeah, man, these games are. It's just amazing, right? Some of the stuff where we come from, and I think that's why I created. You know, I know CB's in there. I think you guys are in there too. The neighborhood, the Discord that I'm in, because I just
yeah.
and on the Discord blurb, I could read it to you. Like on the Discord blurb, I think I try to capture exactly what I wanted because I've been chasing that feeling for so long, right? And you know, and it's just basically, and it says welcome to the neighborhood, the only place where you always feel at home, right? I just miss a lot of things, right, that surround gaming culture, and I feel like a lot of it is about graphics or completions or I got to do this or that, but we've gone away from the passion of it. You know, like you got
It's all objective based now.
exactly. You got these big companies because there's big money in gaming. So you got these big companies that it almost is like Inner Player One. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this big all these corporations are sucking the life force out of gaming. Right?
Yeah, microtransactions ruin gaming for gamers.
Man, you missed last episode on I talk about that.
We talked about that, and we
No,
talked
no, no.
about.
I seen the rant. I seen the rant.
Looking at you, EA.
You know, like and visual concepts too, but you know, but not, but I think certain things have, like, you know, DLC, certain things when done good, right? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Right, but when nothing exceeds like success, right? So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things. I'm glad that they struck down loot boxes in certain games. I do appreciate
They take
that.
all my money.
Yeah, you know, I do appreciate that. The random loot boxes, it was like, that's gambling. Like, no, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
That's gambling.
Oh, yeah.
No, like,
Right?
see, like one of the first like DLCs that I thought was amazing was Call of Duty World at War. Right, you beat the campaign, and then all of a sudden, you skip to like a next cutscene, and you see John F. Kennedy. And you're like, wait, didn't I just beat the game? Like,
Yeah.
I just unlocked the trophy, and then it's
You mean
zombies.
it's not a
then-
DLC? It was part of the game. It dropped
It was part
with
of the game, but then after that, that's when they drop like the updates to the map.
Oh,
on it,
you're talking about the
So-
John F. Kennedy was Black Ops.
Was it Black Ops? Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Ops,
you're right.
baby.
You're right. Yeah,
Black
World at
Ops.
War. You
Yeah,
ended up in
he is
the
a
bunker,
Call of
in the
Duty
bunker.
No,
expert
World at
right
War.
here.
The only reason I know that is because World at War was my favorite Call of Duty. It is my
Yeah.
favorite Call of Duty.
World at War
The
was
zombies,
in
the
the
zombies
bunker room. Sorry.
in World at War never had any big name, whatchamacallit, zombies. The big names didn't come out until Black Ops. So, like, remember John Malkovich and all of them? They all came out, and like Woods and Mason and stuff. That was Black Ops with John F.
Yeah,
Kennedy.
you're right. You're right. That was when they had
I'll tell
the,
you what,
the
I'll tell you-
underground western map with the zombies.
Yeah. Now here, let
Yeah.
me take it a step further. The coolest little fucking Easter egg, right, from Zombies was when you started in the map and you were strapped to the chair and you had to toggle the
You had
paddles
to toggle the
and you had
paddles
to
to
break
get out.
free of the chair and you ran around and you had to find the door and you found little Easter eggs and stuff. That's how you played Black Ops Arcade, remember? The
Yeah.
first time.
I was telling Gamer before, I was trying to find footage of I was trying to download Cold War again because they have Dead Ops Arcade in it, but
Oh yeah.
no go on that.
I think they got it on Vanguard too. I could be mistaken though.
I did see something about that, but
Mm.
Call
I
of
could be
Duty,
mistaken.
since-
I have both, so I'll have to re-download them.
eh,
But
I haven't played COD. It's just nothing but hackers.
But you play
I'll stick to
Apex,
Apex,
isn't
that's
isn't-
headaches.
now here's
Well, I stay on console, so that's just Cronus
okay.
Strike Packs and stuff. That's
Here-
coming over from Call of Duty.
here's another question. Aside from arcade games, bringing back that nostalgia, and the very select few video games recently that have been trying to bring back that nostalgia. What is your idea of, or what would you say? I'm trying to word this in a way where it doesn't sound like a statement. How would you go about creating a game or a game company that would kind of like focus on bringing that arcade feel back to life? Like, would you make, what kind of games would you make? I mean, this is something that, because I mean, like, if I think arcade style games that came to a game, like a console, the first game I'm thinking is GoldenEye, hands down.
Yeah, I
Like,
hate that you got that out before me.
like literally GoldenEye. We talked about it last episode, but I mean, man, that was like, that's a core memory.
That was different.
Listen, that's a core
different.
memory. Inside out core memory right there. It played like an arcade game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it was
to
wonderful.
be
Movements in
perfectly
it.
honest with you, I wouldn't. I would just send everybody over to Digital Devolver, who's a publisher that makes awesome games. Like, think about it.
Mhm.
They got Hotline Miami 1 and 2.
Mhm.
They got Death's Door. Right.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
if you look at all their lineup of indie games,
Mhm.
it's all right there. You don't even have to create a company. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Touche.
it's all there.
True.
So shout out to those guys. I love what they do. They publish indie games. It's no AAA games that's on their roster. It's all indie games and they're all amazing. All right. So I don't know how they be finding these hidden gems. They got an amazing shout out to their scouting team. Right? They got an amazing scout team that scoured the
Jeez.
interwebs. Right, you know, but
They find people like us that are like you. You got a good story. Let's turn it into a game.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. I like you. Let's go. I like your face. Right.
Oh man.
You know, but nah, but seriously though, I don't know. I like, I don't know. That's tough. You said GoldenEye. You would turn
Yeah, I mean that's like if I was gonna if I was gonna go to like a go-to game that played like an arcade game
or turn it
that
into
gave
a
me the
arcade game.
vibes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is super tough. Something
Actually,
unconventional.
I got
I got
one
one.
more.
I got one. Before you steal mine, right? I would do WCW versus NWO World Tour.
Oh, okay.
Four
That
player,
one, yeah.
yeah, 4-player either versus or co-op. You know what I'm saying? You could do it all. You could do single player. You could go 1v1, 2v2. You could do four battle royale. You could do it all.
What about Royal Rumble?
That's tough, but I think WCW versus NW, like, I think like WCW versus NWO or WWF No Mercy, or
SmackDown?
nah, because I feel like it didn't capture the arcade feel.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
I
on
can
those
get
lines,
that.
I did play SmackDown. I played the hell
Yeah.
out of SmackDown, but
Bro, it was awesome.
yeah, it was awesome. But you know those cut scenes behind the scenes of like you're interviewing and you're talking to somebody and then someone like your rival wrestler comes and hits you out of nowhere. Like I live for those, right? You know.
Listen,
But
Fight night.
but arcade feel, I have to go with like WCW versus NWO World Tour. I think that would be dope.
See, there's only one that's coming to mind right now.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna let you go first because
That might be
I
a
know
mistake.
you might lose your train of thought there. No. I doubt he could steal this one. GoldenEye is like that everybody could pick
So,
that.
I got two. So the first
got
one
another
I would
one.
say that plays like an arcade to me that I'm glad that they brought back was Pokemon Snap. Listen,
Ooh.
play like
an
arcade.
it would be cool. That would be so dope. Like if instead of like the gun, you had like a camera, right? And then like you had like the pedal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be dope.
You got
That'd be dope.
close.
That'd
I
be dope.
almost regretted letting you go before me. But
Yeah.
What you going to say?
And then-
Pokemon Stadium?
yeah,
I knew you.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Listen, Listen, great game, and I love that they made it so open world.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, it was like,
Like I want to buy a DS just to get the Arceus game and
bruh.
go
You
MMO
mean you mean
in
you mean a
Pokemon.
Switch? You mean a Switch?
Switch,
Yeah.
whichever, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever I gotta
Yeah.
spend my money
That
on.
game looks fire.
Yeah.
Listen,
It looks
Pokemon,
dope.
endorse us. No, just kidding.
I'll take it. I'll wear a
No,
Pikachu
Nintendo,
shirt every
Nintendo,
day.
please. Yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah.
But
I
but
wear it every day,
you
and
know
you
what's
might
a
as well pay me for it.
you know what's another game that I'm pretty sure I don't know if y'all played it, but I know y'all wasn't thinking about this, right? So another game that captures that arcade spirit, that would be a dope arcade game. Y'all ready for this? Power Stone. Nope.
I've
Never
never
heard
played it.
Yeah. So for all my I do this, right? So for all my so and I didn't even own this system for all my Dreamcast guys out there.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
So yeah. Power and I never owned a Dreamcast, right?
Bruh. Ooh, I got one. I
never
got
owned.
two. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, but Power Stone, it was to explain it in layman's terms, it was a arena brawler, right? So it was kind of like I not top down, but just like I don't know, like if you was playing 2K in broadcast mode, it was kind of like that, right? So it was a little bit panned out. You could pick up weapons, you could pick up power gems to give you extra powers and stuff like that. Beat people up, shoot stuff, rockets, all that good stuff, right? And it was called Power Stone. Super dope brawler. But yeah, it was like a 3D brawler.
It doesn't beat
Okay.
Super Smash though.
There's
I mean,
there's
it was
one
it,
there's
it,
one that I
it-
was thinking of. I don't know if you guys ever played it. Time Splitters.
Yeah, of
Time
course.
Splitters 2.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
See,
yeah,
I've mentioned that game to so many people, and
I don't.
I mean I'm 29, about
he's
to be
making
30.
fun of me bringing up games like GoldenEye, and he's bringing up Time Splitters. Come on, man.
No. Like, see, I love that game because I bought my first Xbox. I bought it with Halo, so obviously, like,
Yeah.
I got banned on Halo by my family and my cousins and my friends with the sniper.
Oh,
So all I
God.
could use in that game was the pistol.
Gotcha.
So I had to find an alternative. And Time Splitters, you know, that was like when you could go on the original Xbox Live, and you had open mic lobbies, and you know that was like 5 different teams of 4. That was like the first battle royale that I experienced, but like it moved like an arcade game. Like it wasn't as fluid as other games like that. It wasn't like Halo, where you could jump once and throw a grenade and launch yourself halfway across the map and throw a plasma grenade and stick somebody and shoot
And
them
get
with a
killed
sniper
by
in
a
one
fusion
shot.
coil and
So
Listen.
like that would be a cool thing to return to, like,
yeah.
you know, the actual battle royale versus, you know, where you're not getting third partied immediately like in Apex. Like, I'm sorry, I'm traumatized by that game.
I can
love
clearly
it.
see. You know.
So I can't remember the name, right? Because now I'm starting to lose it, and it's like getting further and further away from my brain, and I'm so sorry. The last game that I played, not the last game. Let me rephrase that. The most recent game that I've played that felt arcade style was the Def Jam games. What was it called? There was Vendetta.
You
there
got Def
was
Jam Vendetta. You got
There's
Def Jam
Vendetta.
Icon.
Def Jam Fight for New York.
Fight for New
Oh,
York.
yeah.
You got
for
the
New York.
Icon one where it was like you controlled the music as a special power up and stuff like that. You had that one.
Yeah.
Those Def Jam
Yeah,
games.
nah,
was
But
the
dope.
I
original
can't
Def
remember
Jam
what the
was dope,
first one
though.
was. What
Was it? Wasn't it
just
Def
Def
Jam Fight
Jam.
for New York?
Fight for New York.
It can't be.
What?
Hang on.
Oh.
Let's see if we can pull this up real quick.
There's no way. There's got to be a
The
predecessor.
first one was Def Jam Vendetta. That was the first one.
Was it?
Yeah, the first game,
Yeah.
Def Jam Vendetta.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was 2003.
Yep, came out on the GameCube and PlayStation 2.
PS2.
Mm.
No 03.
See, I got it for GameCube. Listen, shout out to GameCube for being the system that should have been the top system of the year during that time frame.
I can't concur.
Graphics.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
You're going up against a PS2.
Listen, you're going up against. They came out with smaller discs, longer gameplay, and they had way more iconic games.
Game loaded.
Listen.
Then PS2. Wait, time out. The PS2 wasn't that like the fastest selling PlayStation, number one in everything?
Touche.
PlayStation 2, right? That's a beast, right? I will say this though. Nintendo done good. That was a good job by Nintendo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo, that was a phenomenal system. And to make that system work with that controller was weird. I'm sorry.
Bro, I love that controller. You're tripping. Whenever I would play Super Smash Melee, that C-stick was everything, bro.
You know what's funny, right? That's the only time anybody ever mentions a GameCube controller is Melee, right? Other than that, no one's wait, time out. No. Well, you can play Mario Party with a 2-button system, right? no one ever goes, oh yeah, Resident Evil was a blast to play on a GameCube controller, right? Like
it was. Yo, Resident Evil 4, wasn't that originally only on GameCube?
I don't know. Resident Evil 4, that's a little too up there. 4?
Listen, 4 was on GameCube. I promise you.
Right before 5.
Look it up. Listen, I will
might be
look it up
wrong.
right now. Hold on. I remember playing it, bro. It was the best game on the GameCube. Hold on. Resident Evil 4. Looking it up right now.
All right, don't lie to me. I can look up things too,
Yep. Hold on.
He's gonna go into Google.
Resident Evil 4.
Okay,
Yep,
I see it. GameCube. Yeah. It was GameCube,
Originally
PlayStation 2.
No, it originally only for GameCube.
Okay.
Yep, it came out for PlayStation 2 later. See, look, it came out for GameCube in January of 2005. And then it came out for PlayStation that following October.
All right. You can't rush greatness. I get it.
It didn't even it was Listen, that game, the graphics, the gameplay, everything about it was phenomenal.
No one's ever said, other than Melee, that the GameCube controller is where it's at.
Bro, listen.
Okay, so how about this? What's the most? This is a good question, right? In chat, please chime in if you would like. What is the most, like the oddest controller that you've played on?
Ooh.
Like out of all the consoles, which one's the oddest? Like that was like, I'll start. I'll start it. All right. So Nintendo 64 was odd to me.
Oh yeah, the Trident.
Yeah, you're playing with Poseidon's Trident, all right?
Yeah.
That was my first system, so I got used to that. Like switching from N64 to Xbox. That was strange for me.
Yeah.
That
it's
was
funny because there's people that say that switching from Xbox to PlayStation and vice versa.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because PlayStation historically always had the smaller controller. Right, and it wasn't until I gamed on an Xbox controller and went back to a PlayStation controller, I was like, dang, it is kind of small.
It feels weird,
right?
It's, you know what it is? The PlayStation, I gotta give them kudos. It's ergonomic. It fits your hand.
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed since PS1.
You don't want to put something that feels like you're holding a brick in your hand. Because how many people, listen. Look at me, camera. Ready? How many people play a racing game and they lean with their controller?
If you're not leaning, you're not racing.
If you're not
you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I felt like the PlayStation controller was just so perfect for your hand, right? But if we're gonna talk about like the weirdest controller, it's a toss-up for me. So the 64 is a good one, but there were reasons to use the middle and the other one. You know what I mean? The one that felt weird to me. The one that felt weird to me was Dreamcast. It was like it was like trying to be an Xbox controller before Xbox had a controller. Now, they did have a dope mechanism where you could get a memory card and literally raise your chow from Sonic Adventure. Like even with the game off, you could take the memory card out and play on the memory card and grow your chow, and then plug it back into the controller.
That's dope.
To load it back up on Sonic Adventure.
That's dope.
Which was fire.
I never played Dreamcast, to be honest. That was one system I don't think anybody I knew
Ahead of its time.
had.
It was. I always say that. It
Ahead
was.
of its
It was.
time.
It was the
Ahead of
next
its time.
gen system before the next generation systems
Before
came out.
next gen.
It
Yeah.
wasn't, and it wasn't even the fact that the system was wonky or weird looking. It was the lack of content you had for it, right? So like you only had Sonic games. And the only other game that I will literally say right now that I'm surprised I didn't mention as an arcade game was Crazy Taxi.
Crazy. Oh, it was an arcade game, so you can't. That doesn't count. Crazy Taxi was an arcade game. That doesn't count. It gave me the arcade feeling. No, really. Right? That's like me being like Cruising USA.
I was just about to say that. Like,
Yeah,
the first racing game that I had was Cruising Exotica on N64, and like
Bro, listen,
with the
were you even
N64
driving if you
controller,
weren't
nice.
Were you even driving if you weren't double pumping the gas every 2 seconds?
Like I know, like do 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 do.
Wheelies and
Like,
everything, bro.
yeah. But the first
Triple
racing
double barrel
game,
roll.
the first racing game I had was on Sega, and it was Outrun 2099. Outrun 2099. That was dope. Now you want to talk about retro wave? You like this retro wave look we got going on? You want to talk about that? That was the epitome of retro wave. I think the retro wave like phenomenon came off of Outrun 2099. Like it was like, hey, like let's all be like Outrun. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See, this is why I like gaming with you guys, because you guys are older than me. So, you know, you guys played a couple of different games. Like,
oh my
I
goodness.
don't know if you guys remember like the LAN parties that we had.
Bruh, seriously? We had a whole conversation about that.
Yeah.
Come on,
You
man.
know, that was.
First of all, it's
that
not
was-
LAN, they're called LAN parties. Let's get real.
Hey man, maybe in
Uh,
Trinidad they're LAN. Right? Like we are world citizens over here, so we respect it.
Okay, I apologize.
I work with a lot of IT guys, so you know, I pick up on certain things. But
Yeah.
no,
I know a
mean,
thing or
that,
two.
Like, that was I know a thing or two. You know, that's what I'm talking about. But you know, like when you first suggested this, like that's what my mind jumped to. I was like, yo, Rivera he used to play games with us back in the barracks. Like
All the time, baby.
GamerNexDoor used to shut me out in FIFA, like all the goddamn time.
No,
Like,
you know who that was? You know who that was?
Nah,
That
that
was
was his
Shaka.
roommate.
Shaka
That
would
was his
literally
roommate.
destroy everybody.
I was on NCAA football at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You had the tournament.
Yeah, I was on NCAA.
I did good against like two of the people, and then I don't
And
know how
then
he
me.
used the Jaguars to beat the Steelers, but
I just want to.
somehow,
That
Go ahead.
that's mad. Wrong game.
yeah. Still,
I couldn't let that pass.
I
I would have got ridiculed in my own Discord if I let that one pass.
No, like you destroyed me in that game to the point where I never bought NCAA or Madden ever again.
I'm
after
sorry,
that.
they're phenomenal
That's how I
games.
felt about FIFA and Shaka.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Shaka
I
literally-
just watch you. Like when you play, I enjoy watching it, but I'm just like, oh man.
Hey,
I remember
look,
getting shut out 17
Devil
in
Doc,
the
don't
first quarter.
look at me on the screen. Madden, right, is a phenomenal game. Oh my goodness. You know,
But see,
hashtag fix Madden franchise.
Yeah, we were trying to get them to sponsor us too. I forgot.
Yeah, no, heck no, we're not trying to get them to sponsor us. I want the football teams to sponsor us, not the game itself. Listen, because next thing you know, they're going to be like, in order to enjoy that podcast, another microtransaction. In order to enjoy it in HD, it's another
It's like
microtransaction.
they'll make you watch like
Oh,
10
oh,
minutes
you-
of it, and then they'll be like, if you want to unlock the rest of it, right?
Oh, you wanted to hear it too. I thought you just wanted to see it. Yep,
Yeah.
you gotta unlock audio too.
Oh god.
But, shout out to the MWR for real, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing us back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man.
But
But I mean, like I got games for days, man. And look, in a little bit, I might just play some games while we talk. You know what I'm saying? Some retro games while we talk.
absolutely, yeah,
You know
go
what I'm
for
saying?
it.
I might
Yeah,
do
go
that.
for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 'cause-
Show us some retroness right now.
Okay.
I want to see. I want to see what
I mean,
you got.
you guys play more games than I like, a wider variety.
So like-
I enjoy tuning into your guys' stream,
Let's see.
especially when I'm at work.
So
'Cause I do
I
12
think
and 20-hour shifts.
Yeah.
so correct me if I'm wrong here. Last stream, last podcast, last episode, whatever this thing is that we're calling it. I've talked about what Shadow Dancer, right? Legend of Shinobi.
Oh, yeah,
that was,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
my favorite one.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
Yeah.
we'll talk it up, and now we can show the chat what we're talking about as far
Let's go
as
ahead. Do it.
what it
do it.
is.
I
Right.
like it, I like it.
Now, for the rest of y'all watching, or will be watching, or that will be commenting and laughing and enjoying the content later, I have never heard of this game. This is my first time watching it, so this is a 100% natural reaction to this game.
So I gotta bring up. Check this out. We want to do this. Bring that up.
While you do that, I'm going to take a 2-second break. I'm going to go say hello to the girly and kids.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
Do your thing. Do your thing. So they're not gonna be able to see us anyway as I play this gameplay here. So they'll just hear our lovely voices. Bam. Game Genie. Who remembers Game Genie? You know what I'm saying? Game Genie. For those who don't know,
I
it was
remember
like
Game Shark.
yeah, it was
Game Shark.
Game Shark came after Game Genie. So Game Genie,
Oh,
like
okay.
it had like
That was
cheat
That
codes.
was the origin of it.
Yeah, it was like cheat codes and stuff like that. Video game enhancer has the answers. That's what it was, that's what they said, right? And so it had like Infinity Lives, jump higher, punch harder, fast, and stuff like that. All right, skip levels. It was like a hack. All right.
It's hacks before hacks.
Yeah, it was a hacks before hacks. It was you know. So I
mean,
guess
I remember Game Shark and Pokemon.
oh,
Yeah, I had
man.
a level 99 Pikachu coming
man.
straight out of Pallet Town, destroying.
So,
Pidgeo-
what is
Pidgeys
that? The
in
like
the
that's
grass.
like the video game NWA straight out of Pallet Town. Is that's what that was? I'm straight out of
This
Pallet
game out,
Town.
that shows
Little Pikachu's
shows
all around.
violence.
Oh my goodness! I know someone's going to
Dang,
say
that
something
is-
about me.
That is crazy.
What?
I was
What's
literally,
up, what's up?
I had my headphones on and I was listening to everything. Game Genie, Game Shark. Man,
Yeah.
that's like,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
listen.
All right.
They had different ones too. They had the Game Boy one too. Was Game Genie, wasn't it? And then
They
for
had
the
I
for
something.
the
think Game Boy was Game Shark. That was you plugged it into the.
there was one for the Sega
Cartridge.
Genesis too.
I think Sega Genesis and Nintendo had the same thing. I'm not too sure.
No, Sega had one and Nintendo had one, and it was like mods before mods were a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheating device.
Y'all gonna
But,
see
you
on
know,
the
I
screen.
think that
This
would
is
be-
Shadow
that would be-
Dancer right here, Legend of Shinobi. But keep
Let
talking.
me-
I'm just playing.
Let me go ahead and say that the only
No
thing I
pressure.
want to say is
Why is it doing?
I
that?
think that next episode should
Why is it
be
going
all
fast?
about Easter eggs.
Hold on, something.
Oh,
Oh.
see, like there's.
I gotta
Oh, there
figure-
it is.
I wish we could just
I gotta
spoil it.
figure
like,
this out.
talk about
It's our
No
What
Way
in
Home one
the-
of these days.
What in the Bronx
But
bully fighter is this?
It started messing up. I don't know why I started doing that.
This
Give me
is
a second.
Rumble in the Bronx. I'm telling you, what does it look like?
That's funny. I never heard someone make that reference.
Oh,
That's
you
funny.
got it on macro. You got it on super fast.
I don't know why I did that. That's why I had to quit out. You'll catch up. Don't worry. Like, I don't know why I did. It never does that. All of a sudden, I try to stream something. They're like, do it. Oh, man.
What's this?
Let's see.
what that is.
All right, we'll try it now.
Listen, Game Genie was for hackers before hackers were a thing.
Why is
That's
it going so
exactly what I
fast?
said.
I don't know why it's going so fast.
I'm a bit out of my depth with what you're doing there. Like
Yeah.
I know what you're doing,
I'll fix it.
but
We'll just
There's a way to play the speed down half.
yeah. But the funny part is I never had to mess with it, so I'm like curious of why now. Right? You know, like why all of a sudden like all this.
it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Nah, I'm not about to do that. You're not gonna set me up for the okie doke while you know.
The epitome of a speed run, right?
Yeah, I know. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to frame throttle. What's this?
See, that was the other thing about arcade games, right? None of them had saves. So you had to run through the whole game as best as you could without
what
like
felt great with
breaking
arcade
bank.
games? Like being able to put your initials up on the high score screen.
I know, and you was like, "Yeah, that's me."
That's me. That's me.
That's funny.
And people knowing your initials too, not just putting them up there and being like, the basic-
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like you come into the arcade and it's like nobody's beating your high score yet. It's like, yo,
That's me.
I remember when I was at
Nobody's
Bethesda.
going to.
Well, not Bethesda. When I was at Great Lakes, remember
Oh,
Parcheesi's?
man.
I went to.
Remember
Parcheesi?
Yeah. Of course you.
Listen,
yeah.
remember Guitar Hero? Yeah, my
Yeah.
initials were on like 12 of those songs. Number
Oh,
one, baby.
Man. He's like, it's still
Listen.
there. I wonder
Oh,
if
probably not.
Parcheesi's have even an arcade anymore, man.
They shut it down. The whole thing shut down.
What?
Yeah, everything shut down there.
Yeah, the
think
base
the
is
whole
shut
Oh
down.
yeah, because they moved everything. Yeah, I
Yeah, they
remember.
shut it
Wow.
down because they said it was too much resources that were being wasted. So they just merged everything together.
See,
Like,
I
the
went
medical
into
is now in San Antonio.
Parcheesi's,
Yeah,
an innocent 17-year-old.
innocent.
I don't know if you remember. Like I was
Listen.
17 when I enlisted.
Oh yeah, that's right. You was the young boy.
I couldn't even
Yeah.
buy a pack of cigarettes in that place.
But he was
Legally.
smoking them in the back.
My dog's now
Listen.
barking at me for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yo, I used to get such anxiety. Like, oh man, they're
Hey,
gonna kick
go
me out
to,
the Navy for smoking a cigarette.
I'm trying to see.
I don't know why it's doing this. It's crazy.
I'm trying to figure out. You're moving way too fast.
Yeah, it's fast. All right.
No, I'm saying you're clicking through the menus way too fast. I was trying to help you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
all
know.
good.
It's all good.
Just
Let's
go
see.
ahead and
I'll just play on fast. So this is the fast forward. Gamer
Literally.
never played this way, so. Oh, that's the wrong button.
Try clicking on the actual game
Okay,
itself.
We're gonna see. This is going to be funny.
Can you right click on the game screen?
I played this game so much that I think I could be successful. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see.
I'm telling you, this is Rumble in the Bronx right now. That's what it is.
That's level
Okay,
one.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. I can't do anything
Whoa,
about
whoa.
that because since the falling bricks, I can't move fast enough. That's messed up. See, okay, we're gonna try it.
Oof.
See, it keeps tracking my movement. Okay,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
you gonna see?
Dang, they got some. They got you power up if you get a woman.
Yeah, you got to get the woman. you
Oh my god.
got to get the womans.
Listen,
But look, you gonna see me struggling a little bit.
dead.
Yeah, you
Dead.
going yeah, that's what I said. Cause the speed, I can't do anything about it. Like this next boss fight is gonna be a struggle, right?
Listen, this first level looks like a struggle.
No. This you gonna see the boss is it's
Oh,
damn
you
near
made the
impossible.
dog fight him? Yo, that was lit.
See, yeah, you gonna see like this.
Yo,
is
why
bad.
is it tearing apart? What the heck is going on here?
Level design?
I don't know. It's like
Yo,
fighting in
no,
the
I'm
middle
saying
of the
like, what's
blip
the
or
story? Like,
something.
why is everything breaking apart?
I don't know. It's no story. It's just things happen. It's Sega.
Listen, there's gotta be a
Yes.
story. You skipped it.
I
Dang.
I don't know if I could beat the first boss like this.
Yeah, I don't think. What is that sound? Why? Ooh.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know if I
okay.
I can't
Somebody-
beat the first
somebody
boss
was
like
banging.
this.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
You could do it. You could do it. You could do
Can
it.
do spirit.
Oh, yikes.
Hadouken.
I
This gives me. This
I
gives
almost
me.
beat him. That's the
You
funny
know what this
part.
gives me?
What?
This gives me Metal Slug vibes.
I can see it.
Yeah, that's what it gives me. Like straight up Metal Slug vibes.
I can't. I don't know if I could beat this, man. Not like this. They set me
Oof.
up for
Oh,
failure.
oh,
I could literally
oh,
beat this
oh,
game.
oh, oh.
Hold on. I gotta figure out this speed thing. This is killing me. This is killing me.
Ooh, yikes.
You're gonna watch
Oh,
me.
there we go. There we
You're
go. There
gonna
we go.
watch
Oh.
me repeatedly die.
Hey,
So
I mean, I watch worse on YouTube.
Listen.
Watch.
How?
he said, "How?
How?
It doesn't get no worse than what he's doing. How are you?"
No, I'm saying, how do you watch
N-
worse on YouTube? Like,
He's like,
I
"This is
mean,
a
there's
struggle
worse
to watch this."
content creators. There's
oh,
worse content creators than
I'm
this.
thinking like he's talking about like grotesque or something. I'm like,
Oh
what?
no.
I was like,
I-
YouTube is the filtered like the censor platform of the century. Like, what you mean?
Yeah, I don't want to know anything that he has going on. Like, why is it going so? Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
No, no, no. See that was entertaining for me because, like you
I
said, you
bet
beat
it
it already
was.
like normal.
Right.
So to see you struggling in the game,
Yeah, I bet it was.
that's
What's
that's
crazy
revenge
is
for
I literally played
NCAA.
this game right before the podcast and it was working perfectly fine. And now all of a sudden it's like, nah, bro. Nah.
Probably the podcast settings. No, I'm just.
This is
So,
crazy.
clown.
I don't even know why is it doing this. I gotta like look this up. Hold on. We'll revisit this. I'm angry. I'm about to see why it's doing it. I'm gonna look some stuff up online. Here we go. Look some stuff up online here to make. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna show some games. Don't worry, I got y'all to go down this nostalgic kick.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I go back to my childhood, the games I played. You know what I mean? So how would you do uh a arcade if each one of you guys open it up? What are some of the things that the staples that y'all would do?
Mm.
Well, me, I have a little small business plan for where I'm located. So I don't know if Red Mac wants to go off on his little tangent there, because I see you got something brewing there. I know you got a little something, so
Oh
we could
no.
go with the imaginative route if you want.
See that was the like when Gamer brought up the whole concept of his dream of owning an arcade, like that would be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like if eventually, if assets prove fruitful, you know what I'm saying, to where we could all be in the same kind of vicinity
Mm-hmm.
and kind of work on a multiple location kind of thing. Like let's say we went back to like the South, if it was a Florida or something, and we opened up like two or three arcades, and we each, managed each of those. We each would have our own thing that would bring in, like, for example, Gamer, he would have his where it would be an arcade, but, maybe it's NFL Blitz arcade machines, just like the main focus, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm,
and then yours Devil or Double D would be like a LAN party with Halo players, you know what I'm saying? And then mine would be like in the back room we got a pool table that's double the size of a normal pool table, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing where every Saturday for 2 hours we just have a campaign, and we just enjoy ourselves, and it's just $10 for 2 hours, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
dope. That's dope.
you know
Yeah,
but
I definitely like the Dave and Buster setup as far as the monetary side of it, right? You don't have to have coins. You could do just charge a card, right, and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I definitely would change the type of games that are on there,
mhm.
personally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, see, like down here, like we in Trinidad, there's nothing like Dave and Buster's. So, like that would be real cool for me to be able to bring that down here, like that type of atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But the nostalgic side of it. You know, it would have like there's so many content creators down here.
Yeah.
They're they're real. They're into it. They just don't get the exposure
Mm-hmm.
because it's tough to market
Mm-hmm.
down here. But
Gotcha.
like once you have like a physical presence, it's a lot easier. So like I had it in mind. I had it in action actually, but COVID kind of set everything back. But we had gaming tournaments set up, and you know we catered food and all that. So we did a Fortnite and Apex tournament. So
Wow.
that was I believe best out of three
Mhm.
for each team that came in. We had like 35 teams altogether, and that was amazing. Like setting all that up. So to be able to do that on a daily basis, where it's content creators coming in and they're broadcasting
Mm-hmm.
alongside this platform here. We're building an international following, like straight out the gate,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to bring what we talk about, like the nostalgic gaming to Trinidad, that would be huge. Like that is definitely like my dream for the next couple of years down here.
See, and
But
that's something that I was thinking about too. I would love watching the journey of it grow, right? Like, remember when you were a kid and you didn't know anything about anything, but everything comes from your friends,
Mhm.
little by
mm,
little. A place that wasn't really that popular ends up becoming like the number one thing that everybody wants to do,
Mhm.
you know? Like, that's pretty much how anime came out to be like so popular, right? Like,
yeah,
everybody was like making fun of those people that, and you know it's funny because you see that meme where it's like, listen, we didn't make fun of y'all for watching anime, we made fun of y'all for running like them. Like, yeah, we get
yeah,
it, like we get it, but like we still enjoyed our anime and you still made fun of us. Like, you still watch cartoons? Like, yeah, Toonami got me on. What you mean?
Yeah.
What you mean? You know what I
Toonami.
mean? Like, listen, you know, but I think that would be one of the most beautiful things about opening up an arcade is just watching it slowly grow a mass. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, there is a flip side to that though. For every pro, there's a con, right? So, like, if we're trying to get the nostalgia back for arcades in this day and age, we have to be careful and we have to get security to be like top notch. Specifically, because if we're trying to get kids in here,
Mhm.
you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
we used to be able to, as kids, we'd be what, 10, 11, 12, 13. If there was an arcade or something down the street, we could do it with our friends.
Mhm.
Nowadays,
Yeah, times
people go
change. Times
missing. You know what I'm
change.
saying? It's
Mhm.
like next thing you know, our business gets shut down. So I mean,
Mhm.
I think that's another reason why arcades kind of went downhill, just because you can't, like,
The
I mean,
world we live in.
it's like that whole narrative too. Remember back in the day, listen, and I'm not snitching on anybody, mom. Okay. But I remember when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, my parents would be like, all right, wait in the car, we'll be right back. And they'd be in the supermarket for like 3 hours.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
It
They would
was
take the
no,
keys.
it was
They would take the keys
allowed
and
back
everything.
then.
And it wasn't, oh, that's child endangerment. It's like, yo, listen, you're going to stay in this car because we don't want to deal with you inside the store.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
You
remember
know?
being in the car.
Yeah. I mean,
You
I
it's
know,
just,
but
remember being
I
in the
think
car.
I got it working, fellas. Keep talking.
yeah.
Okay, nice, nice.
Times are changing. And I think that's another thing too, is like, yeah, I want to bring that D&D,
Yeah.
but at the same time, would it be cheaper to have the table and have 3D prints of all the characters and stuff, or
My
would
dog's
it be
angry at me.
cheaper to have like a D&D thing where it's just all VR headsets?
See, like that's the next thing is like
Next level D and
this
D.
whole metaverse.
Listen, they
Like
already have a lot of those VR land
I
centers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it
And,
working, fellas.
oh,
I
nice.
remember when this DC Universe Online came out. Like I got real excited for that.
Oof, I
That didn't
loved it.
really turn out the way I expected, But
How did that go for you?
You're talking about the game, right?
yeah, like the MMORPG.
I loved
But
it.
like
A lot of
I don't
people
know what
like
you're
that.
talking
I liked it, but like I thought it was gonna be
Be something
more
different.
of like a Dungeons and Dragons type of setting. I don't know what exactly I had in mind for it.
But that wasn't
Bruh,
it.
listen. Okay, full disclosure, chat. Listen, Double D's expectations for anything superhero related, especially when it's the
Super
DC universe,
high.
is like
Stupid high.
if 100 is the max that you could go, this man would break the bar and meet Jesus.
like
Like,
super high.
listen,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, like
horrible.
DC and Marvel is
Yeah.
big for me.
I
It's-
don't even talk to him about stuff. I just don't feel like getting judged.
Listen,
I'd be
his
like,
bar
man,
is so
because
high.
it would be funny because I'd be like, man, I think this was a dope movie or a dope show or stuff like that. And then,
Right?
like on
Right?
Facebook, he'll be like, he'll go on this huge rant about why that same show or movie that I thought was dope was stupid. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't put that out in the universe. Right?
Listen. He'll be the kind of person. It'll be like, yeah, I love that Batman movie. He'll be like, oh, you mean the fake Batman movie?
Exactly.
That wasn't Bruce Wayne. That was Woo's brain. Like, what? What you mean?
Because
Well,
what
if you
really
could tell,
happened
his
in the
shit
comics.
wasn't really-
I
yeah,
was
right?
like, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Where was Robin?
Yeah, I
Matter of
was
fact,
like,
where was Alfred? Alfred was nowhere to be found. Although I will admit there are certain aspects of superhero movies that kind of bum me out. Like, listen, Bruce Wayne, genius level intellect, peak physical condition, and he's asking Lucius Fox technical questions.
hey, man.
What?
Lucius Fox, right? He was too busy fighting crime. He didn't have time to do the research.
No,
Right?
but he's a genius though.
He's
got
the
genius level
world's
intellect.
greatest detective. Let's not put
Actually,
let's not put 20 on 10 here.
Listen, him and Sherlock Holmes have a comic book together where they have a stalemate, and I love it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of spin-offs you can go off of, right? I wouldn't say it's
Look at you cheating.
I
This
wouldn't
is
say it's
cheat.
canon.
This
That's
is a
not
cheat.
cheating. What was
Look at you.
what does the game manual say? Do I supposed to float around, right? Like,
This man is hugging the wall,
hey, man.
spamming shurikens.
Hey man, I okay, fine. I was the first ever
Oh, it's
camper.
okay.
I'm the first ever
Bruh,
camper.
I am crying right now.
Oh man.
Oh man, it would only be better if my audio was at the same time that the game was playing. The fact that it's
yeah.
delayed a little bit is upsetting.
Yeah.
Because now, oh man,
They're gonna know. They'll know. They'll know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
oh god, that was. What is he? Is he literally hammer dancing down there? Do you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It's Shadow Dancer. Right?
Oh,
You
so
thought they
look at him,
wasn't
look at him.
dancing?
Okay.
My childhood games delivered on the title that they said.
Listen, this is actually really funny.
This was
Oh
my
my
favorite game
gosh.
growing up, right
Oh
here.
man, he said you didn't think they'd be dancing.
It's like a combat musical.
Bruh, listen, I am crying with how funny this is. Like literally,
Trip
they
down
were
memory lane.
literally uh-ohing from freaking.
Yeah, he was out here,
Uh-oh. Man, that's funny.
All they needed was people in the background saying, "Hey."
Listen. Oh.
This is what it was.
Oh man, this game is lit though. I like it.
Yeah, I really
Yo,
want them to remake
what?
this.
You have to go behind. Oh, that's. You know what that gives me? The Super Mario 3 vibes. Whenever you would hold down
yeah.
and you would go behind the platform.
Yeah, like I really wish they would remake this game and not like it like one of those 2D 3D games.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
know what you mean. Yeah.
Like I would love
Yeah.
that. That would be amazing. I hate this boss.
You know what I really want them to do, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for it.
Ooh,
I
talk about
really
it.
want them to come out with an open world Mega Man game.
Yeah, I can see you getting flack for that.
'Cause, think, well, not Mega Man himself, right? Like an open world MMORPG
Like
where
in that
like
world.
yeah, where you are an experiment, like Mega Man, but you're not You know what I mean? Where like you have to unlock upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like bro, Zero was my man. Like Zero was my favorite.
I mean,
You know
Zero
what I'm
was
saying?
dope.
But
Zero was
like,
definitely dope.
could you imagine? Could you imagine like an open world game where you literally have like a blaster cannon and like a special melee weapon?
Let's talk about this, right? We talking about open world games, and I know today's episode is more of a like new year old me, right? However, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Harry Potter game. I want that to be good,
Ooh,
right?
Hogwarts Legacy.
I want it
Yo,
to be
did
good so bad.
Listen. Did you read the? Did you? So apparently, there's a rumor going around that PlayStation's new quote unquote Game Pass equivalent is going to feature
Oh, don't play with me.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Listen, I will send you the link right now. Hold on. Let me find it.
These people just want all my money.
Listen. I've already set money. You know, in England, there's a website that you can pre-order it.
What?
Yeah.
Don't make me
It doesn't
put
even
on a
ha- it doesn't even
VPN.
have a- It doesn't even have a.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a release date. It just has coming soon. TBA.
It's like
And it's literally
and the sources
50 it's
and the sources trust me, bro.
right. Fucking listen.
It's coming this year. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust
No,
me, bro.
listen. I'm part of a group on Facebook that's all Harry Potter,
Oh, nice.
and somebody shared a link where Hogwarts, the Hogwarts Legacy group. Hold on. The scale of Hogwarts replica is incredible. So,
So yeah, there's that.
what the heck is this? What is this? Somebody created something. What is this from? Yeah, see, apparently, so you know about the game, right?
Yeah.
So you know when it's taking place, right?
Yeah.
So the best part about that is that there's no war yet. It's just dark wizards,
Yeah.
good wizards, and
Just out
all
here.
of that. Yeah.
Just out here.
Which I think is really cool. And they're talking about a lot of different aspects that they could take this, right? Imagine Hogwarts Legacy
Mm-hmm.
becoming a VR game.
Oh, that would be crazy. So my question
you
is,
imagine?
when this comes out, are we doing this? Like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm certainly down.
Are we
Listen,
all doing
I've
this?
I've already set time aside to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to find this link. Because listen, I played every Harry Potter game, and the best ones obviously were the Lego ones. So I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, I mean, the best. A lot of things were Lego. Lego was underrated as far as their games go.
It wasn't underrated because you got to think they came out with so many different Lego games, right?
I mean,
They
I
came
feel
out
like,
with-
but I feel like on a gaming level, people don't talk about the Lego games.
Oh, absolutely. Well, okay.
That's
so,
what I mean by
so
that. Like
I
as a
think-
whole.
I think we should steer away from the superhero Lego games and
Yeah.
focus more on the movie Lego games, right? Like,
So you don't like
my-
the superhero ones?
I don't. I do not.
You and Devil Dot.
I don't like it because I've been spoiled with superhero games.
You can't say spoiled, right? There's
Yes.
a few good ones. There's more bad superhero games than there was good ones.
False. Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
I've never
Every
played
Spider-Man
like a
game.
Not every
Every
Spider.
Spider-Man
Don't you
game.
play with me? Every Spider-Man game. I could play a bad Spider-Man game right now. Right.
Okay,
Which
listen.
one?
Let me rephrase that. Let me
Which one?
rephrase that.
Oh, you know what? Y'all gonna make me do it. I'm about to play. I'm about to quit. this.
Listen, all of the Spider-Man games were
No,
good.
I'm just curious.
For the time that they came out,
No,
like the
terrible.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man games were
Terrible.
right? Right? The Amazing Spider-Man games were good. They were good. For their time, right? Then the Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions,
Those were good.
you know,
I'll give
the-
you that.
the
Iron
Edge
Man.
of Time. But it
I
was all the
enjoyed the
same
Iron Man
people, you know
game.
what I mean? That's why.
So
And
my-
then they
okay,
ended up
okay, so
coming out
what-
with the new Spider-Man.
What other? Okay, what? Okay, check this out. what um what superhero games were good, right? And not by who made was it Rock who made the Arkham series?
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, right? So
Rocksteady.
so so outside of Rocksteady, what other games can you name that were good superhero games? Legit good
X-Men.
Superman. Which one?
X-Men.
Which one? Because there was a lot of them.
Ooh.
The Wolf, the Wolverine
There
game.
was a lot of them. That's what I'm saying. You
No,
can't
I
just
hated the Wolverine game. Listen,
For real?
the X-Men where you could play any X-Men character, right? It was
yeah the one on Sega
yeah.
or Ninja.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
I'll give you that one.
absolutely.
That was good. That was good.
Gambit was my favorite.
He
Hands
was
down.
mine too. So hands down, yeah, I'll
He's-
give you that. Next.
Listen, out of all Marvel characters, my favorite Marvel character is Gambit. So
Yeah, me too.
Listen.
Right.
Listen, the fact. Okay, so for all you science nerds out there, the reason he's my favorite is because he turns potential energy into kinetic energy, which means he never runs out of power. You know how OP that is? I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, going back.
I like him because he was from the
another
South,
game
but
that
you know,
wasn't
I'm simple.
Rocksteady that was a good game was Ultimate Alliance.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, listen. I loved it. I loved it a lot. I don't know Injustice. I don't know who made that.
You
I
can't
think
say Injustice. That's not. I don't even look at that. That's Mortal Kombat with skinned superheroes. You can't.
Well,
How
Mortal
could you
Kombat
fail?
That's because it's
DC
Warner
was
Brothers.
kind of
That's
a
because
dope
it's
game.
Warner Brothers.
Hey, let's get the guys that
Plus,
make
it's
Mortal
okay.
Kombat and
Okay,
just
versus
reskin
DC.
people. Right?
Listen, if we're gonna get real, that's pretty much every fighting game, right?
No,
Mortal
no.
Kombat wasn't the first one.
No, it wasn't. But Mortal Kombat felt uniquely different from Street Fighter.
Touche, I'll give you that.
But
one.
see,
I'll give you that one.
Injustice, that video game that brought that to the limelight, and that led to
It was
the
because it was
Injustice
based off of
animated
that.
movie,
It was based off of that comic
based
book
off the
comic book
comic.
storyline.
and
Yeah.
nobody really knew about that except like die-hard fans. So
Mhm.
like, even though Injustice and Injustice 2 don't really play like comic book games, they're superhero games. Like they still fit that criteria for like
Yeah.
that's
What about?
upper
Wasn't there?
echelon.
Wasn't there a Spawn game?
Yeah,
There what I
but
think for
you
Xbox.
you see how you had to be like, wasn't there? It wasn't good.
It wasn't that it wasn't good. I just can't remember playing it. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't. I was so hyped for it too. Listen, I was so hyped for it, and then I played it, and
That's
I
the
was like,
thing
I'm gonna
with,
put it
with,
down.
like being
You know what?
such
This
nerds,
is what
like,
we're gonna do right here. I'm gonna pull up a Spider-Man game right now from Sega Genesis era.
Are you talking about Maximum Carnage? Because that's literally
That's
probably
a
the best Spider-Man game,
dope-ass game.
hands down.
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah. You was hoping. Oh, come on. Right? You was like, come
I was
on.
hoping for your downfall.
I need this one. I need this
hard.
one.
It's hard. It's hard to make a superhero game and it be receptive, right? The only reason why the Lego games are so receptive is because the kids love it.
It's a good game though. It's not even a good kids game. It's a good
I'm
game.
not okay. I'll admit here. Let me.
I'm about
say,
to
the
play
first Lego
Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge.
No, do not
no,
turn that on.
no.
Do not turn it on.
That's
Do
crazy. It's almost
do
like it's a bad game.
not- don't turn it on. We don't speak of that here. But I mean, it's like what was I gonna say?
This man had to go into Google,
Who?
type in worst
Listen.
Spider-Man.
No,
Right?
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I already had. You think I could have downloaded the ROM and found it that
Wow.
quick?
So
Right.
you just had.
I just had it.
Actually got it. He's actually got it.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
look, listen. The best
So-
Lego games are the ones from the movies, right? So like, and it's not even because of the gameplay; it's because of the dialogue. Like,
the dialogue is the best.
They make it so funny, like Star Wars especially, right?
Yeah, they really
Like-
did a good job with Star Wars.
Listen, they did such a good job with that, and it wasn't just the original trilogy, and then the prequel and the last trilogy. It was all of them,
Look at
all
this.
put together, right?
Look at this.
But then, wait, hold on.
All I'm
I
saying,
see it, I
all
see
I'm
it.
saying is Spider-Man bodies the X-Men
Thank you.
every day of the week.
Why are you so beautiful?
You said what?
I love when
I
you
don't
have
care
hair
what
like
any
that.
video game says.
You said what?
I said Spider-Man bodies the X-Men every single
What,
day.
gaming wise or just in general?
Nah, you're tripping.
Just in general. What?
X-Men
tripping.
X-Men hit more social conscious topics.
Exactly.
No, I just mean in general for like comic book wise.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to say because X-Men hit
Hmm.
was more based in reality.
Are you talking about? I hated this game, bro. I hated this game.
Look at
I
this.
hated. I could never beat it because you play as Spider-Man right now, and then
And
what
then it's
next
like
is Wolverine.
Wolverine, and then
Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like as soon as you get to a new area, it's like, why couldn't I have the previous character?
yeah. And look, you get stuck. It's clunky at best.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh. It was
Clunky at
yeah,
annoying.
this
you're playing as Spider-Man. You're playing as Spider-Man.
at this point. It was a compliment to be clunky for this game. This game was terrible. Look at this. Look at he just
But I mean,
stops.
but I
He
mean,
can't get
I
past it.
think the only other Lego game that I think was on par with Star Wars was the Pirates of the Caribbean. I
That one I
adored
haven't. I didn't play that one. I haven't
Bruh,
played that one.
probably script wise, genius. They did such a good job capturing Jack Sparrow's essence
Yeah.
in that game.
Look at this. Can't even get off the first level. It's terrible.
Yep. Shut it
That might
down.
not be the game. That might
Guess
not be
what?
the
We
game
want to make
fault.
money. You want to make money? Let's play this game and have a contest.
See,
Whoever
EA.
gets
Whoever gets
past
the
first
furthest.
level.
Look at this. Look at this.
Keep missing the platform.
What else
You
am I
miss
to
the
do? I can't.
platforms, so the game is
There's an
terrible.
invisible wall.
You
Trust
missed-
me.
Look at this.
You missed the platform, so the game is terrible. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Horrible.
okay.
Horrible.
Yeah. I know you wasn't born when this game came out, but trust me, it's not an enjoyable playing experience. I can tell you that much.
I'm enjoying watching you fail.
You love watching anything I do fail. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, right.
I'm the biggest hater.
I hate that you could never get up there unless you like jumped and did it, right?
Like it's
Yeah.
it's like something like
Yeah,
I did it
I
years
hated it.
ago, but I can't
Uh-huh.
even remember. See, no matter how hard I press this button, it doesn't go
In my
further.
heart, I'm defending the game because it's Spider-Man.
I
yeah,
get it.
that's what I was about to say. You're defending it because
But-
it's freaking Peter Parker
Look at
and Uncle
Look at
Ben
that. You
rolled
see
a
this?
one.
Who's-
Look at this. Look at this. And if I web
But
swing,
as
watch
a
this.
gamer-
Watch this.
As a gamer, I would have 100% taken this game.
You
out
want
of
you want to know
the
what's a
system.
better game than this? 100%. Watch this. You're gonna be like, what in the world? Gamer.
Solitaire,
No. Well, yes.
Spider Solitaire,
Sure.
Minesweeper.
Yep.
Minesweeper,
All viable options.
If Stevie Gamer was here, he would know what we're talking.
He'd be like, yo, this is blowing. Like he'll be like my kid. You remember my kid? She said that it was lagging.
There's a Venom game that's better than this.
Yes. Watch this.
Hold
I'm
on
gonna
one
start.
second.
I'm gonna
My
start.
kids are going crazy. Hold
I'm gonna start playing games that people like never seen. Like, yo, what in the world just happened? Look at this.
Let's see. But no, nothing beat climbing to the top of the Empire State Building and just dropping off and then watching the screen blur. You don't. Oh my lord!
Yeah, that's right. A Michael Jackson game. All right, look at that. You gotta go around saving Annie.
I was just about to say, let's hope Annie is okay.
Annie's definitely okay. Get out of here. Beat it. Yep. So Michael Jackson had a game called Moonwalker. All right, look at that. Yeah, I could spin. I could. Could spin. Look at that. Oh, killing them with it. Hey, Hanny. Yeah. I think this emulator's messed up though. It won't let me go up the stairs. But yeah, you just go around saving Annie.
Hey,
Yes!
Mhm.
Oh my god! Yes! Michael Michael. Michael.
That's just get out of here. Doom doom doo doom 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 doom.
Listen,
I have to.
you know what's
I had to
funny?
be
Everybody laughs.
respectful of people's
Y'all
feelings.
laugh. This game got hard.
Yeah, this
Really
game.
hard.
Yes. Like it's a. Oh, I got up the stairs. Oh, he's coming down. Get on me. All right, let's see here. Get out of here, woman. Don't you touch me. Get out of here. Gotta save these Annies.
Did you really just try to kiss the girl?
Nah, I tried to kick her off me. I said, get out of here, woman. And I got the monkey. I got Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Let's go,
Where's Macaulay
baby.
Culkin? See, like, if this game featured Macaulay Culkin at some point,
Moonwalker.
Look at
I'd
that.
be sold.
Look at that.
Oh man,
Get out of here, Bubbles. Ha ha ha. You'll never catch me. Come here. Let me catch you. Oh.
Michael.
Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about this right here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
No, yeah, he points to the direction you need to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Pretty
man.
sure this game came
I'll
out
tell you
before
what.
I was born.
If they, it definitely was. What
It
is it,
definitely
92, 91?
Yeah, definitely.
I was born in '92.
Hence the 92 behind your screen.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You're not cool enough.
Well, they wouldn't let me put 868. I don't know why. But
This is who
92
Bruno Mars
just
wants to
lost
be
the
right here.
lyrics.
Look at this.
This man just oh my god, I forgot he says ow.
Yeah, he does. For those who don't know,
Dang.
Michael Jackson was the man back in the day.
Listen, his music was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I cried when he died. I cried when Prince died too.
Yeah, man. As you should.
I
Right.
was working as a busboy at the sports bar where I lived in New York, and I was working the day he died.
Oh man.
And somebody hit everybody at the bar with the now classic joke, I guess, that he can melt them down and turn them into Legos. So little kids
man.
could play with him all the time.
Oh man.
Horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
That was true. I was like, oh damn, like, white
Hey.
people say anything.
This man is literally. Are you sure this isn't pre-recorded?
It's not.
Because you are just like flying through these levels.
It's not. I'm literally playing it right now.
But
Live action, baby.
listen.
I got one more Annie.
it's-
Where's this Annie at? Stop hiding, Annie. I will find you.
Oh man, if this was the R. Kelly game, I would say she's
Oh
in the
my
closet.
goodness.
Or in the
Nope.
Stop
Stop
it.
it. Stop it.
Jesus, stop. All right.
Horrible.
Goodness. we at One More Turn podcast do not condone. Right,
I was
or
influenced by you guys.
you was not influenced by
went
me.
into
I ain't
the
never made that
Influenced by
joke.
what? You know
I
what we
I
condone?
went into the Navy as a fresh
Oh, my
17-year-old.
You was terrible before. I met you at
Went
17.
into Parcheesi's one day to bowl.
I met you at 17. You was already there.
Yeah, right. Listen.
You needed
we
no
got-
help.
I feel like we have your sister to blame for that one.
you needed no help. What door is Annie behind?
She's downstairs. There was a set of stairs that you didn't go down
Ah.
when you first start off. Oh,
Get out of here. Just beat it.
bruh. I'll tell you what, that was probably one of the flyest things you could ever do in the beginning of a music video was flip a coin and it
Yeah.
magically goes into the jukebox.
Yeah, you
Come
was
on
like,
now.
yeah. No one's
That's
messing
a
with this dude.
Fonz. That's a Fonz,
Th-
man.
this
Come on
dude,
now.
this dude was Chris Angel before there was Chris Angel.
Right?
Right.
It's like, listen, there's no way he made that.
There you go. Now I got bubbles, and we are good to go. Bubbles directed me, like Bubbles does.
Told you.
Follow the monkey.
Man, you are like flinging these bad guys out the way,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta
Dang.
get out of my way, man. Retro gamer
Dang.
coming through.
Dang, she was all the way down there,
Yeah,
bro.
she was, bro. And now, of course,
Jeez.
Bubbles is making me go all the way upstairs.
Oh, of course,
Sorry.
of course, of course.
I caught you. Come back here.
I think it's hilarious that out of all the things to bring in to help guide you, they bring Bubbles.
Yeah, of course. You got to bring
Instead of bringing in
would they
little
bring in?
Carlton,
Tito?
right?
You know,
And
Tito,
for those of
in my
y'all that
opinion.
didn't know, Carlton actually, when he was younger, what is his name? Alfonso Robiero.
Yeah.
Shout out. He actually mimicked his dances and got on a commercial with Michael Jackson.
All right, I'm
And
done
then
with
I
that.
think he ended up being in the Smooth Criminal music video.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And there's also a concert where oh my gosh, who was it? I think it was
back
Michael
on,
Jackson
fellas.
and Usher.
Don't dig in your nose, Red Mac. I can see you now.
I'm not digging in my nose.
I'm messing with you. I said don't do it. I can see you now. I'm messing with you.
Oh no. Yeah, there was a concert with Michael Jackson and Usher and whatchamacallit, Chris Tucker came out and started doing his dances.
Oh yeah. Chris Tucker
Remember?
killed
And
it. Killed it.
Bruh, Chris Tucker is like hands down killed it. You know what I mean?
He does the best Michael Jackson impression
Okay.
that I've seen.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I feel like I would love to see Chris Tucker and Alfonso Ribeiro in their prime go against each other.
That would be cool.
I feel like that would be fire.
That would be
I feel
cool.
like that would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like
Mike was the man, man. Everybody wanted to be Mike. My brother had the glove, right? You know what I'm saying?
he had. You know what it was? You know what it was? He had that silky voice that people that were insecure with their own sexuality felt was gay, but it wasn't gay. It was just suave as hell. He was like,
you know what I'm saying? I remember.
"You mind if I come
I mean,
over
the
there and
man
sing you a
sweet
little
talk
song?"
Princess Diana.
You know, like
Yeah.
I wrote this song when I was thinking about my woman. It's just like, dang, okay,
Like,
Michael.
yeah, like Mike. I remember watching his concerts, and his concerts had the ambulance already on deck for women that passed out. And I was like, I ain't never
You
seen
ain't
that
wrong.
before.
No.
You ain't wrong.
Right.
You ain't wrong. He would literally.
I was watching YouTube yesterday, and I was watching some Queen videos, and it eventually ended up on a Michael Jackson concert live.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bruh,
this
listen.
man just walked on stage, lights off, and just breathes into the mic. It's like hee hee, and like these, and these people just started going wild, like hyperventilating.
Yeah,
It's
like
funny.
One lady, and she almost died. I think. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
that happened.
Listen,
that was a
people-
thing.
People try to compare it. People try to compare. You remember when Kanye went out on in the middle of the stage and he played one note on the piano and ran away, and everybody went nuts because they knew what song it was.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all don't understand. Michael started clicking his heels, and everybody lost their minds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
She is like the LeBron versus Jordan debate.
No, absolutely not. LeBron
there
versus
is-
Jordan would be Prince and Michael, hands down.
No, I think
No,
that
like,
I
in
honestly
terms
think that. Oh, that's tough. Cause I think that's a close. I think that's a closer debate, Prince and Michael, than Michael and LeBron.
No,
LeBron.
just Michael.
Oh, absolutely.
And anybody, to be honest, because like he was the trendsetter in terms of like the concerts and the
Who?
charisma.
Bruh, the
Michael
Prince
Jackson.
concerts went wild too. What you mean?
Hey man, Prince the only
Yeah,
dude I
but
know that
see,
can
Prince-
that can
Prince
do what
was
he did in a
sexual.
blouse.
Prince was sexual in nature.
Listen,
Like, he came out on
assless
stage.
chaps, with his booty cheeks out in the open.
That's what I'm saying. Like Michael Jackson
Bruh.
never did that.
Yeah,
Listen,
you know,
Michael
yeah,
Jackson-
I see what he's saying. He's saying that Prince is just more sexually charged.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
like
I get
you
it.
went to a Prince concert in order to
get laid.
You
No, I'm
know,
just playing.
yeah. No, well, yeah, I was trying to
But
find
you know what's
like the
funny?
PG version of saying it.
You know what's funny? Prince was the kind of singer, performer, entrepreneur that could literally get anybody interested in him.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was the one that didn't mention anything about what he wanted,
he spoke
but
to
all the
fans.
females wanted him for some reason. Like he dripped so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
There's
you
two-
could
two-
like
Two
there
sides
was
of the same coin.
Yeah,
yeah, like
because Prince
literally
did the same thing. It's just tough. It's tough to compare them to because they're both great in their own right. Like
absolutely.
Prince, the only
I
dude
think
I ever
that's-
seen. Like real talk, is the only dude I've ever seen that could sing and play every instrument in his band better than everybody in his band.
In his band.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
he was like, I really
No,
don't
no,
need
no, no,
you,
no, no,
but
no.
it's kind of cool that
Hold
you're on
on.
stage with me.
See,
Right?
I think that's why I will give it to Prince and Michael. Both of them were icons. Like I'm talking about all caps, right?
Mhm.
The biggest thing about Prince, like you said, he was multi-talented, could play every instrument better than his whole entire, like literally like, no, you're playing the guitar all too wrong. Let me go ahead and show you, baby.
Yeah, he's literally taking
know
the
what I'm saying?
guitar from his guitarist and was like, I'm
Right?
start
Yeah,
playing.
literally. And like Michael Jackson, he's the kind of guy that would be like, "Oh, Tito, do you want to take the day off? I got this." And he literally will record all the backup vocals and then sing on his backup vocals.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he did for Thriller, right? They broke it down.
Uh-huh.
He sang every part of Thriller, all the harmonies, all the backups,
That's crazy.
everything. I was like, yo, there's no way. I watched them break it down. They broke it down, and he's literally singing 7 different harmonies, 4 different back. You know, I'm just like, yo,
Mike was a
Michael
genius. That song,
Michael was
that song
nasty.
where it was his brother's song, but everybody only remembers Michael's part. It's like, I always feel like somebody's
Somebody's
watching
me.
Exactly, that's Mike, right? But it
Yeah,
was his
I
brother's
know.
song, right?
Listen.
Oh, shit.
Listen.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Yeah.
his brother's song, but no one remembers anything else. It was like, oh, well, Mike's part was
But
dope.
that's because he was such a. I think Michael, singing wise, set a standard, right? Set a bar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Prince musically set the bar.
Yeah, I think Mike's performances, his showmanship, and like you said, his drip. Like, cause Prince was that dude too, right? But I'm only speaking from a musical standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where Mike was, and then just Prince was just so technically better, right? Than so many people, right? So,
Oh, absolutely.
but I don't even understand how we got into this tangent on music.
Because we were watching the Moonwalker.
We were watching Moonwalker.
Yeah.
No,
And I
The
was
co-
like,
the co-
actually,
why
to
would
be
they?
honest-
And then I was like, why would they pick the chimp instead of Carl
Yeah, I
Fantastic?
remember that. Yeah. The controller drift strikes
Yeah.
again.
To be honest, I actually, I know we were kind of winging this episode, but one of the things I had written down was to kind of see if we want to talk about like music while we were gaming. Like,
I got
if you listen to music while you were gaming.
That's a good question.
That was
So okay,
a nice little segue right there.
it was. I'm gonna make a revelation, right? When I really like am into a Madden game, and I only do this on Madden when I'm really like focused, and I don't do this that often, right? I play one song on repeat the entire game. And
Shake
it
off
is-
by Taylor Swift.
No,
I kind of,
no.
I kind of have to agree with him on that, only because when I used to play FIFA and I was on a big, like when I would play the season, I would keep it on repeat too, because the second you messed up my rhythm or my mojo, it was like that was it. That was it.
And I only played a song that made me angry, and it was called it's Kendrick Lamar, "Black of the Berry." Exactly. All right, so you already know I'm just angry. I'm fired up at that point. Right?
I mean, you might as well just say "nuck if you buck," right?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, because I might break something. So I gotta keep it within the limits. Nuck if you buck for the
Right.
South is stomp someone out anthem. So I'm not trying to do
Yeah.
that. All right. So for me, I'm playing Kendrick Lamar, Black of the Berry, angry the whole entire time, trying to hit stick everybody on the field.
Man,
But that's just me. I don't know if y'all got a go-to song.
for me, man, I can't listen to music while I play. You know what it is? Okay, so as I've gotten older, I've become more appreciative of soundtracks for games.
Okay. I haven't
like-
gotten there yet.
So well, that's because your big thing is mostly like games that have music from other people, right? So like, for
I play
example,
Persona 5. Like, don't do that. Right? Like, don't do. I play everything. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, like, for example, like with me, I love Destiny. I love Destiny too.
Destiny.
Every soundtrack that they have is fire. Like I'm obsessed with their sound. Like
You got me hooked on the Destiny soundtrack.
listen, Destiny.
it.
I don't know what Bungie has done, who they have signed with, but I need to know this man's Apple Music, his Spotify, his SoundCloud, please and thank you. But I mean, it's not even just that, right? Like, yo, I can play Final Fantasy X right now and literally bop to the soundtrack of that too.
That's
like
crazy.
it's some games just have soundtracks that you hear it and you're just like, yep, I need it.
I
Like, yo,
know sounds, and I like you could play like certain iconic things, and I know exactly what it is, or you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
absolutely. Like that's the point of the soundtrack though, right? So like it's if you think about it, right? Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That's a soundtrack.
You-
That's
yeah,
not just a sound.
I
you know what
definitely
mean?
understand because you
Same-
play Tetris right now. I'm on it. Yeah, I know exactly what that. You know. Exactly.
There's the controller.
Listen,
There's the controller.
Listen, I'm telling you, soundtracks for games are so iconic and it's so important. And I'm so glad that they get so much recognition in the credits, right? Like when you ever beat a game, right? It's always the company that it's like the whole scroll thing is going, right? And it's you got the company that made the game, then you got the editor, the 3D guy, and then you have the music, right? You have the soundtracks, and it's like
I will say
so
it's
glad
gotten a
that
lot more attention than it has in the past. I will say that,
absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, absolutely. To be fair, though, it was because everything was 8-bit back in the day. But
Yeah.
you know, like if you play Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know, in the background you hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always something
You know,
in
it's
the
like,
background.
and it's like music has improved so vastly. Like, yeah, if we were playing Excite Bike, absolutely, I'd toss on some Kendrick. You know what I mean? But I mean, if we're talking about like, yo, Pokemon's got some dope soundtracks too. Like,
Yeah.
it's just to me, it's if I'm not focused, like God of War, and it's not even just soundtracks, right? Like, so I'm not to get too off topic, but I'm very bad with hearing ever since the military, right? I know a lot of you are the same way. You vets out there, thank you for your service. Likewise. It's just for me, I don't want to have to play something at a drastic level of volume to be able to hear it. So I watch a lot of my shows, if not all, with subtitles. So
Gotcha.
with me, if I were to play something else, it would throw me off. Same with games. Like all games, I have subtitles, but the games always have something cool. Like there are things in certain games, like certain Resident Evil games, where you'll hear somebody in the background like, oh, and you're just like, what was that? And it like freaks you out. Or like you play, like, or if you play Mass Effect, right? Or not Mass Effect, Dead Space, right? Literally, the first jump scare you get in Dead Space is a busted pipe in the first 2 seconds of the game. You literally take like 3 steps, and bam, there's a busted pipe, and it jump scares the hell out of everyone. You know what I'm saying?
The best audio, just to divvy into that real quick, the best audio I think I've sound I think I played in a game is Hellblade: Sensual Sacrifice.
Oh yes,
That
Never
phenomenal.
played it.
You need to stop what you're
yes,
doing
yes.
and go
hmm
play it now. That's probably one of
Did
the
you see?
better games I've
I
ever
I will do
played.
the lazy thing
Do
and
No,
not,
wait
no,
for
do
do
you
not,
to
not,
load
do
it up
do
not,
and
not.
do
play it.
not. It
It's
doesn't do it
it's one of
justice.
it's one of the first games. Here, look, I'm gonna tell you something. It's one of the first games that shines a light on mental health.
Correct.
It's such a
Oh, okay,
good
okay.
game. So you have to
Yeah,
play it,
it's
and
crazy.
I
You'll have to hit me up
cannot
with that
wait.
link.
I can, and it
I'll
doesn't,
check
it
it out.
doesn't, it doesn't victimize her, right? It,
Mm,
it, in an artistic way, it personifies mental instability
mm-hmm.
and mental health issues,
Yeah, it
like
definitely
in a
does.
very beautiful way that still engages you. It
Yeah,
doesn't make her seem weak. It doesn't make her like. 'Cause I know what
it makes
people.
her
I know
seem
what y'all are
stronger in
thinking.
a sense.
Exactly. And I
Yeah,
know
Okay,
what you
okay.
guys are thinking. Like, why would I want to play a game that focuses on mental health? Because 98% of the population, don't look at that statistic because I'm probably wrong, are dealing with mental health issues. I
yeah.
mean, it's just something
But
that
now
I
that
feel like is perfect.
I think
Okay, okay.
it's one of those games. I'm not gonna spoil it. Beat the
Yeah.
game, and then it
Yeah.
comes full circle.
All right.
hmm
So
hmm
this is what I might do. All right. So we're all vets here. Yeah, we might have a bunch of vets tuning in. So the 22 a day thing.
Yeah,
We all know about that.
yeah.
So hopefully, what I'll do, I'll try to get the game, and in
I'll give it to you.
February.
I'll give it to you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
keep whispering sweet nothings there, Red Mac.
No, straight up, I will get it for you
Um,
because you need to play it.
I
It's a
I feel
very
like
I'll
important
play
game.
it. I'll
yeah.
record it, and could get some snippets
hmm
of gameplay for the February podcast, the
Okay.
February episode. Hopefully that lines up on the
Yeah.
22nd.
It's
So
just
that could be it.
and do it sooner than later because they're coming out with a sequel and it
Yeah, and
looks
you need to
just as
play it.
beautiful.
Yeah, you need to
Oh,
Yeah.
play it. It
okay,
looks
okay.
like a movie. And, the
It's one
first
of
one
those
too, and the
things.
second one is, and it's one of those games that whenever I suggest it, because I suggest it often, I've never gotten anyone come back saying being disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
I'll check it out.
I
That'll be
saw
my
it and
little contribution for the
I
next
was like,
episode.
I was like, is this an Xbox exclusive that they're gonna just toss in Game Pass because they don't want anybody to play it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like those games that they put in Game Pass that nobody plays, but they just put it in there. And
yeah.
then I started reading some reviews, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play it. And then I played it, and man, I was not disappointed either. It's
Phenomenal.
so good, man. Like it,
You need more games like that. I'm
yeah,
just gonna say that.
absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely, absolutely.
I love it.
See,
Shout out to that dev team.
I've never been introduced to
hmm
a game that's like that.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
certain games
something.
that eclipse art for me. That's one of
Absolutely.
them. That Shadow of the
It's
Colossus.
yes. Oh my god, that was such a good game.
Yeah, like yeah,
Artistically, listen,
artistically.
artistically, man, there's a lot of them. That's another.
That's a
That's
whole
another
nother
episode.
episode. That's another
Listen,
what
listen,
you hear you're hearing it now. I don't know if
yeah,
it's the next episode, but another episode is going to be games and as an art
and the
form.
artistry,
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely coming.
I think the next one is definitely Easter eggs. But
Oh yeah, we can do Easter eggs. That's fine.
yeah,
You know, I know. I let you and Devil Doc take the main reins on that one. Y'all, you guys are the Easter egg kings.
I can promise you, I can guarantee you probably know about Easter eggs that you think are second nature
Well,
to you,
yeah, I
but
know
are
about
actually
Easter
Easter
eggs,
eggs.
but
They
y'all
just
two
come
are just on
second
a
nature
whole
to
nother
us.
level. I'm not even going. There's video gaming levels, and I'm not on that level yet, right? You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate
definitely.
the compliment.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Appreciate
as you know, I'm a self-aware gamer. You know, so
Yeah.
I know what I
That
know
took
and I know what I don't know, right?
took you
Man, I'm a self-aware
years of
gamer.
trauma and being made fun of to
Listen,
get to this level.
listen. Oh man.
But yeah,
But
I think, hey man, this has been a phenomenal episode. I appreciate
hmm
you guys, man. And speaking on mental health, right? I never thought growing up in a black household or even not just a black household, taking race out of it, growing up in the era that I grew up in, right? Mental health was not something that you talk about. It wasn't a
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
just, of course, being from a religious family, you just kind of paint that up
Push it under the
as
cover.
a
Yeah.
demon or a devil. You know what I'm saying?
Or
But
you didn't love Jesus enough.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so like for
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
me, right? This has been very therapeutic, right? Just a bunch of gamers just come around talking about the passion of gaming, and I do appreciate you
Mm.
guys for being my therapist, for being my therapy, for being that release.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying?
Same
Likewise.
here. Same here.
Yeah,
Likewise, man.
it's super important. Mental health is super important. We talked about the 22 a day, and for those who don't know what that means, right? The number changes, but the significant doesn't. Right? It's 22
Exactly.
veterans take their own life a day. I know. And like I said, that number changes, but 22 is the number that we stick with because of the importance of it. And out of all the unfortunate suicides, right, veterans take up the most percentage of it. So, with that being said, mental health is super important. So I appreciate you guys for being that outlet, right? I think this was a phenomenal episode. I think we got some great retro stuff going on. You even got some epic fails by the friendly neighborhood gamer himself. All right, so man, but I appreciate y'all and what you guys mean to me and what y'all and what you and more importantly what you mean to this gaming community, right? Because we all make this gaming community. It isn't the big streamers. It isn't all about the EAs. It isn't all about the big streamers. It's also about the small streamers, right? Because we keep this engine going. The people that truly love this industry, like that do it for the love of this
Definitely.
industry, man. I love you guys, and I want y'all to keep doing what you do. I want y'all to keep supporting each other. As a matter of fact, if you are, and this is just a little thing that I do on Mondays, I'm coming back out doing my Case of the Monday streams on Twitch where I'm highlighting and playing indie games. So if you're an indie developer and you stumble across this, however you stumble across this, shout me out. Let me know, right? Now I'll play your game, right, on stream and talk about it and give an honest opinion on what it is, right? And that's just a kickback, cooling session. But I just wanted to shout out, you know what I'm saying? Just the gamers, man. We're running the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm,
To kind of piggyback on what our friendly neighborhood gamer said, all you indie developers out there, not only should you send him a game that he should play, give him the points on what you want to bring out about that game. What was so important to you guys to bring that game to life so that he could let everybody else know what your mission and what your objective is, because we want to let everybody know as well.
Yeah, let
We
me
don't
be
want
your
you guys to
champion.
be indie
mm.
in nature. We want you to be indie in name but popular by nature.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
I
Give me
like that.
more
I
of that.
like
I
that.
love that. Someone snip that. Someone clip that right there. If it's clippable, that's a clippable thing. Put that on TikTok. All right.
I
Very
need that as a
clippable.
sound
You know
now.
that's very
No,
that's very content driven. I love it. All right. But
I
nah,
like
but
it. I
seriously.
like it.
Yeah, but seriously, I appreciate y'all coming out. I think this was a great
likewise.
episode.
I appreciate the invite.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
This was
For sure.
definitely therapeutic. I needed it.
Definitely, definitely
I could
so.
face this 24-hour shift ahead of me at work in the
A
morning.
and me as well. We just thinking about the next episode, right? And that's all that is. This passion, that love that goes behind this stuff. So
This is like that bowling night, between Frozone and Mr. Incredible. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's bowling night.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
yeah.
Something to look forward to. So
Right.
I appreciate y'all, man. But as always, this is your friendly neighborhood gamer, Mr. Gamer Next Door, signing out from a neighborhood near you. As always, I'm with the Ace Boon Coon, the homie, RedxMacxGaming.
Yep.
And of course the voice in the sky, the gamer's conscious, right?
Double
The man behind the curtain, Devil Doc 92,
Just
man.
don't listen to me all the time. I'm not the best conscience ever, but thank you for having me, boys. I appreciate it.
Always.
Can't
Always.
wait for the next episode. I
Definitely,
already got
definitely.
some stuff written down.
Ooh, I love to hear
I
it.
got
Make my
got
toes
my
curl.
mind spinning with Easter eggs already.
Hey, that's what's up. So until next time, like I said, our next episode is gonna be about Easter eggs, right? Their importance in gaming and things like that. So I'm super excited about that. Until next time, we'll see you later and happy gaming.
Happy game.